Hello, everyone. What's going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome back to the TNT Podcast, episode 31.
That sounds correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are here once again to bring you all the amazing
Stuff. Things.
I was like, what do I put here? And then I'm like, it's better when it's just quiet.
I guess. Sure.
As always, I am Tim, and joining me are the two other hosts of this fine podcast. On my left,
You got Friedman.
yeah, and then on my right,
You got just Tyler.
we need to establish that, and then next time when we actually record in person, not do it like that.
What?
Just
What?
completely
Just
out of
Tyler?
order. Just
Just
have
to
just
fuck with
Tyler
everybody.
read the intro and introduce the rest of us.
Yeah, be like,
Just Tyler.
yeah. Anyway, we got a whole fair boat of stuff to talk about. So most of this I didn't even know because I didn't add any news to this the week this week. I added one line to this, and that's it. So, Freeman, I'm sure you added most of this news. So why don't you talk about the Nintendo Direct that happened that no one knew about?
So I didn't.
No one knew about
add
this. Is
one.
big.
All right. So here's what happens. Nintendo is semi-secretive about their Nintendo Directs, but when they announce it's like 48 hours in advance.
That's so why?
Because Nintendo doesn't. They do not give a shit. They're like, we want hype right now, right before the announcement. We don't give a shit. Oh, now it's hype season. Go.
Give a fuck.
So
We're
they
Nintendo.
announced they're doing a Nintendo Direct Mini, which means they're not showing off a lot of games, and it's more about announcement.
Oh my god.
And they showed off a bunch of stuff. I'll go through some of the shittier announcements first. It was like free updates for some games,
Whoa.
new SNK heroes, new
Jeez.
characters in Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, blah blah blah. They showed off some footage from the new Kirby game. They showed off
Yeah.
another character for Pokken Tournament, the game that Nintendo is struggling to keep alive. But the more important announcements they had were that the Switch is getting some new ports. First of all, it's getting Hyrule Warriors, the Dynasty Warriors Legend of Zelda game from the Wii U, which this is controversial because we're at the point where the Switch now has more than half of the best 25 selling Wii U games on it right now. So everyone's saying, was the Wii U just like a beta test for how well the Switch would be? And if you think so, you're 100% right.
It was trash. It was absolute garbage.
Actually, though,
I only know 2 people who got Wii U's.
I own one, and I've barely ever played it. I played Smash, and that
Sorry.
was
Make it 3 then. I know 3 people who got
it. Yeah, no one has this console, and I don't blame them. But the 2 bigger announcements I was excited about were, one, that a new version of Mario Tennis is coming to the Switch, and I fucking love Mario Tennis.
Oh
I'm excited to get
boy,
that.
the party
the
time.
The real game that caught me off guard that I was super excited about, this one game called The World Ends With You.
Oh
This
god, fucking.
has to be one of my favorite DS RPGs, and they had re-released on iOS a while ago. They're remastering that and putting that on to the Switch.
Freeman, I have to imagine you didn't intentionally bury the big lead. I'm pretty sure you're being genuine.
It was literally the first thing they announced.
No. No. Okay, you're just starting from the beginning. Is that what you're
What do you
saying?
mean?
Like you're
But I
working your
want
way
this
through the
Kirby.
list?
I worked my way through
How are we
this, but I
not talking about Kirby?
I actually didn't look at any of the footage for Kirby. How did it look?
Looks alright.
That's
I
what
mean,
I thought.
Hasn't that been every Kirby game for a while now? It's aight.
I
It
mean, I didn't get into
reminds
the
I don't
other
know.
one.
reminds me
didn't
of
get a
Kirby 64, and I love that game.
Yeah, I like that game. I didn't get a chance to play the was it the Yarn one for the Wii?
That one's supposedly good, but I did not play any of it.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to because that's when I gave up. I think it was after I beat No More Heroes
That's
2. I
when
was
I
like, fuck
gave
this
up.
console.
Fuck the
Yeah,
Wii.
I was like, No More Heroes 2 is the last good game to come out on this console. I don't give a shit anymore.
That-
Oh, to answer your question, Tim, I forgot to scroll down all the way, so I just didn't mention the actually most important one. But I want to talk about the ones with you before we get into the important one.
That's fine.
Just 'cause-
I just wanted to make sure you actually.
Yeah,
I
no,
wasn't
no,
sure
no,
if you
it's-
just
it's coming
didn't
up. It's
care
coming-
about it or what.
Oh no, I
Payday
care
2?
about it
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah, I care about it.
No one gives a fuck about Payday 2. Man, I played that game for like a few days, and man, oh man, was it a
Nah,
cool
I love
idea,
that game, and then they started being shitters.
dude. As soon as you stop, don't play that with friends. It's like the worst game ever.
Oh, it is. It's a shit game when you don't play it with friends.
Oh, but also you're not wrong that they became like super money whores.
Oh yeah, and like them saying like really shitty things about their customers. Yeah.
Oh, they did that too?
Also-
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they or at least like it got out like, well, it's one thing to think it, but like there's like one guy who was answering questions or like he was just like tweeting out random shit. He was from the dev team, and someone, I think it was, I can't remember if it was on Reddit or if it was on Twitter,
Oh,
but like
no.
someone was like, hey man, like you should like try to optimize, Payday 2 for the consoles because we want to play your game. And then he was like, and then someone from the dev
Oh,
team was
no.
like, oh, you should just go buy a PC then.
I mean,
Damn.
they're not wrong, but
Damn, you can't say that.
Can't
Yeah,
go
no,
and
no,
tell
no,
your
no.
customers to
I
go
can-
buy a PC.
I can say that because I don't make a game and I don't have customers. I mean, I have subscribers, but who the fuck cares about them, right?
Yeah, who cares about them? God, yeah, because we're rolling in the money.
Yeah, dude.
This podcast is exclusive for non-subscribed listeners. Thank you very much.
You have to not pay to get this, by the way.
Yeah.
But back on
Anyway.
topic, between Payday 2 and The World Ends With You, it seems like the Switch is getting a lot of re-releases. I wonder what else they're going to re-release for
The
Switch.
Dork Souls.
That's right. Dark Souls
Is that
1.
really the big one? Is that?
I mean, for me, that's the only one I gave a shit about.
For a lot of people, it was.
I mean,
Oh,
look,
God.
okay, let me change what I'm saying. It's not the big one for me, but it is the only headline that I've seen all over the goddamn place. Like, no one's even really mentioning the fact that this came out of a Nintendo Direct. It's just, hey, Dark Souls remastered, and it happens to be coming to the Switch, but who gives a shit? It's also coming to the PC and consoles.
Oh God.
That's not me trying to put the Wii on, or the Wii U, goddammit. The Switch
The Wii
on,
2.
yeah, the Wii 2. I'm not trying to put the Switch on blast, but that it is true that I've only really heard about just the fact that it's happening. No one's really been like, hey, it's also for the Switch.
It's more that no one expected this to happen. And that's why it's such big news.
I see.
I guess. Yeah, that's.
Unfortunately, I don't care.
I don't know if I care, and that's the most honest thing I can say, because I'd love to play Dark Souls again, but there's been such inconsistent messaging about what exactly this fixes, if it's kind of like built on top of an old, like, is it is just the same engine again? Are they rebuilding it?
Whether we're doing the first one with like the new engine or
Yeah, it's extremely unclear what the hell is actually happening in this thing. And they have, apparently there's no discount for people who already own Dark Souls 1 on PC, whereas the awesome thing about Scholar of the First Sin, the redone version of 2 that came out, if you owned Dark Souls 2, you got a discount, and then if you owned the DLC, you got another discount.
that's pretty cool.
That was super cheap, and I was like, why not get it? But now it's I don't know if I'll actually get this because of that. I love Dark Souls 1, but honestly, with I can't remember the guy's name. One guy the single guy who made the game playable on PC. If you search for any mod for Dark Souls, it's the mod that makes the game run, but that guy deserves billions of dollars for how he saved that PC game. But anyway, yeah, sorry, didn't mean to derail us from Nintendo.
No problem. That was the big news.
Derailing.
Do we
Always derailing.
Get
do we
off
want to talk about
derail.
Magic for this week?
There's a little minor stuff, I guess. What? It is minor stuff. What's
I
the...
don't know if I'd call it
Yo,
minor.
if it's there,
Wait, what are you thinking of?
talk
I'm
about
talking
it.
about the fucking bands and standard.
Oh, I totally forgot about that, yeah. Shows how much I give a shit about standard, right? All right.
Yeah, really.
All right. Who cares? All right. No. Okay.
Am I right?
So we had an unprecedented 4-card ban in standard today or yesterday.
This is completely ridiculous.
Uh,
I thought we were done with the bannings.
no way, dude. Energy too strong.
Oh my god.
So Wizards releases the ban and restricted article. Commander's like, nah, we ain't got nothing. We're fine. Modern, vintage, legacy, all fine. Standard. Ban Attune with the Aether, Rogue Refiner, Rampaging Ferocidon, and Ramunap Ruiz.
I couldn't believe it.
Freeman and I texted about this a little bit, and we were actually I was trying to get Freeman to do the Magic special podcast.
Like a bonus episode last night, but unfortunately...
Well, we were going to do this set review, but we'll probably also tie in any major announcements from the time. So we won't talk about it a ton here, because we'll probably do that at some point in the near future.
Yeah, we'll just do it real quick, but
it's
we'll go more in depth at a later time.
Basically, Wizards was like, yo, lots of people play in Temur Energy, and it wins almost... It has a more than 50% win percentage against every single other main meta deck after game 2. No deck is favored after sideboarding against this deck. That's insane. Then they're also like, but at the same time, Ramunap Red, that deck actually has the most winning percentage on Magic
against literally everyone but the deck we're about to ban.
So they're like, okay, we have to ban energy, it's too good, but then we also have to smash Ramunap down into the ground, and we have to also really hit them hard so that people want to play the Ixalan tribes and not ignore them like they have. So it's a Wild West, because the Pro Tour coming up is... Freeman? I thought you were going to...
Oh, sorry. I was like, what date is it? No, it's a Modern Pro Tour.
Because you're Mr. Modern.
They don't want to shake up the format, which is 100% justifiable. They did this 3 years ago, and they banned Twin right before a major tournament, and people were outraged.
They also said the next ban in Restricted comes less than a week before a Modern GP. If they make Modern changes, they won't take effect until the next week.
Translation, a card's getting unbanned, you can't play it at this tournament.
We don't want you to play Jace yet. Don't spike Jace too hard, guys.
No Stone Forges, no Bloodbraid Elves.
Yeah, none of those. None of that shit here.
The other, actually, this is kind of relevant. The other cool Magic thing was today, yesterday, the applications for the Great Designer Search closed, which is the thing that we jokingly talked about entering, but we wouldn't have a chance in hell because we really suck at designing Magic cards.
Yeah, actually, though, we learned that lesson the hard way by designing about 30 custom cards. And
yeah, me and Freeman designed some overpowered shit.
What the hell? You guys should have still done it.
No way. No. So
you know how many people are shitty out there?
Well, here's the
balance.
So here's the statistic. It's funny. I couldn't find it. I guess Morrow either deleted the tweet or something, or it was in an article or something. Oh, maybe it was in the article. That's what it was. So actually, no, I want to check because I want to pull this up for a stat because it's really cool.
How many shit tier designers there are out there?
No. Well,
the limit does not exist.
No. But
does not exist.
Does not exist. Okay, here it is. Yeah. Oh, this is super cool. So, everyone had to apply by yesterday, and then starting today, they started emailing out essay questions where you have to do. I think he said it's like 250 to 350 word answers, and it's going to be up to 3,000 words. So it's at least like 10 essay questions you have to answer. And they're due in like a week.
Do your homework.
But basically, here in the article that Morrow posted about it, he said, so in the first, because this is the third one, obviously, back when they did the first one, there was 1,061 people who signed up. And made it, and were in the first trial, because this is trial 1 of 3, and then after 3 trials, they're gonna have 8 finalists, and they're basically gonna do like a little bit of a reality show kind of thing, and then for the finals, they're gonna fly the last 3 people out to Wizards, give them a final test, and then the winner gets a 6-month paid internship in R&D. That's what the prize is here. Great Designer Search 2. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I feel like you have a better chance at just applying.
So the funny thing is they've also
a fucking internship. That's like fucking disrespectful.
Well, it is paid, and a lot of the people
a lot of people get hired after the internship.
So here's the thing: a lot of the people who won worked at Wizards and then left for other jobs, but they even hired a lot of like second place people, like often in design articles because it's fun. Every time they release a new set, they do articles about who was on the design team and the development team. And a lot of the times, like, this guy came in second place during the first Great Designer Search, and he's still working at Wizards right now.
Yeah, it's like, even if it doesn't you know, you don't win.
Like,
you
if
could
they
still
really
get
like
the
these guys, I'm
one.
sure they'd offer them something.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a cool publicity thing. Plus, Morrow retweets from the main Wizards account all the time. Like, they're looking for people almost all the time for different jobs. But what I was going to say, first one had 1,061. Second one had 1,121. For this third one, they had over 7,000 applicants
Jesus.
for this first phase. So
Oh,
they have to
wow.
go through 7,000 essay questions next week.
Wow.
And there's the essay, then there's a multiple choice trial, which I don't know what that is. There's a 24-hour window, so it's more of like an actual test kind of thing. And then there's an actual design trial. And then in early March, March 9th will be the first episode of the show, where it'll be him, 2 regular judges, and some other judges. The finalists was 72 hours to work on their first design challenge, and then 2 weeks later they will judge it. So, like, midsummer, we're going to find out who wins. But that's really cool. I'd love to see some custom designs. There's like a whole custom Magic subreddit and everything. It's really cool stuff.
You guys should get involved in said subreddit.
We're not
I'd rather
interesting
just
enough.
Make 5 more shitty commander decks.
There we go.
You guys,
Tyler,
whatever.
it's all
Whatever,
about the
man.
passion for designing really shitty busted Magic.
Look,
I know.
we accidentally made a lot of these cards a little too busted.
But
What-
like, if you guys wanted to, I know you guys could make them balanced.
Speaking of which, due to my computer error, I know we're going to talk about that later, all those files are gone.
Oh, damn.
Uh-oh.
Thankfully, we
All
still
of them?
have the cards, so we can recreate it if necessary. But yes, all the effort of putting the art... Because what happened
Oh my god, that took us hours.
when Windows put itself on my wrong hard drive, it formatted the hard drive that I had been planning to just take files off of.
Oh no.
Actually, wait a second. Hold on. Live on air. I might be lying. No,
Our
I
listeners-
remember why. No. It is gone because I copied the program files and desktop stuff and all the stuff, including where it was. And then when I looked at it, it was like, oh, you copied from your old hard drive, so it's all old shit that you don't need. So
Listeners,
it's gone.
to explain why I'm very upset was when we designed our custom commander decks this summer, it was difficult for us to print out fake versions of existing cards, mostly because not all the cards were scanned with the right resolution and whatnot.
Hmm.
So in order to remedy this, we hand copy and pasted all of the rules text and information into the custom card generator to recreate real Magic cards for printing. This was 600 cards.
It took a hot minute, but it's
It took
fine.
a while.
It's fine. We're not under any. Freeman, we
We're
talk
not
about
under
it.
time constraint.
We might not even do it. Okay, and
We
if we
probably
do,
won't.
we don't have to do them all again.
we
Like
have
we
to do them
we
all
talked.
again.
Shut up. We talked about. We talked about doing an expansion pack for these custom commander decks we built. Maybe someday we will, but we're
Yeah.
never gonna recreate all those cards. There's no point. We have the paper.
You are right.
Anyway, let's stop talking about Magic and talk about
Anyway.
shitty video game developers.
Yeah, shitty. It's almost like the real news is just bleeding into like everything now.
Like the games they make are shitty in addition to them being shitty developers.
Just into them.
Man, I think some of them are okay. So I liked Indigo Prophecy. I was like, shit.
Dude, Indigo Prophecy's got a great first 10 minutes.
No, it's
And
got
then
like a great first like 2 hours. All right, the ending is shit. But man, like the beginning captivates you. Anyway, listeners, Quantic Dream. I just want to talk about it because it's like I said, it's starting like the whole Me Too movement and racial stuff going on. It's starting to bleed into everything. Quantic Dream, the studio behind Beyond Two Shits, Heavy Poop. And
Oh,
what
you're
was-
really
what was
working
Oh, back
for
up.
this.
I like that game.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that David Bowie was on. What's it called?
Oh
Fuck.
God, that
No,
was.
I watched an
that was
LP of that from the Best Friends Play. They
oh,
did a
God,
full
that was,
LP
like,
of
from
that shit.
forever ago.
Omicron.
Omicron. Yeah, David Cage's
Omicron, the
first
Nomad
game.
Soul.
Oh
Oh
God.
my
man.
God.
God no. Indigo Prophecy was good though, right? I liked it.
Don't you mean wasn't there like a European name which was totally
Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? That doesn't make any sense, right? Over there they use Celsius, but they called the fucking game Fahrenheit. But over here, instead of calling it Fahrenheit, they just call it Indigo
Even
Prophecy,
better
which
is
I-
it's a French company.
Yes, which I applied to one day actually.
Did
I
you
applied
really?
To, I did apply to Quantic Dream.
Holy shit. Well, aren't
That
you
whole
glad you
shit
didn't
was
make it
in
now?
French.
Aren't you
I
glad?
mean, I don't care. It's all right. So like, it's I don't even know because like when I'm reading this, it's kind of fucked up. But like they're they have accusations of like, oh, it's just a bunch of people just joking around and saying really crass things to each other. I'm like, oh, so like a typical video game office. I don't know how like far it goes down, but like they talk about like sexism and like racist stuff.
Hell yeah,
I'm like,
dude.
and like homophobic remarks. Like I'm assuming calling people fags.
Dude, it's okay. He worked with Ellen Page on a game where she was uncomfortable
Oh my
and never
God.
was
Oh
wants to work with
God.
him again, but he knows her, so it's okay.
Jesus.
Can't.
Yeah, that was an awkward situation.
Oh
I
my
don't even
God.
know how that managed to happen.
Dude, it's okay. They accidentally modeled her naked when she didn't know that they were gonna do that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yo, I feel bad for Ellen Page because like she wants to be in like the gaming industry, like she wants to do
And this is how she
mocap
did
stuff.
But she
Yeah,
doesn't
but
want to
the
deal with this
second
shit.
time, huh?
She doesn't want to deal with this shit. It's
She doesn't want to deal with the shit. Well, like there's that, and then there was the blatant likeness in The Last of Us.
oh yeah.
it. Oh,
Like hella
Ellie.
blatant. Yeah, and you
Yeah,
know what? She
it's
was
weird.
like, I admit to it, I'm not gonna sue Naughty Dog. But it would have been nice to know they could have just asked me. Like she came out in like an interview. She's like, I'm not gonna do anything about it. Like I think it's a great game. But it would have been nice if they just asked.
Yeah, like why, guys? Come on, it's clearly me. What are you idiots?
Listen, I think it's crazy too, and like it kind of gauges like the type of character because you got Lindsay Lohan here who
Oh
was
my
suing
God.
Rockstar over a character model that looks absolutely nothing like her.
Rockstar.
Oh yeah.
Rockstar.
Yeah, but then you got like literally Ellen Page as Ellie in The Last of Us, and she's calling shit. But I don't know, that kind of goes off on topic. But I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Do you think this is gonna like more allegations are gonna come up above?
Dude, it doesn't matter.
Other
Detroit's gonna
100%.
change the world.
That game is doomed from the start.
That game
like,
is
it's not
so
even because of
fucking
the
dumb.
game. It's not even the
Yeah, it is.
concept. It's just the shit. Damn.
I know literally nothing about this.
No,
game.
look, it's gonna do fine because every David Cage game somehow turns out fine. Beyond Two
Beyond-
Souls, fucking yeah, that game probably
No.
sold great.
It did. It got really shitty reviews.
Well, it doesn't matter. It sold like hotcakes, so of course Detroit's gonna be like, what the fuck is happening here? But everyone's gonna buy it to see, ooh, look at the weird thing.
You know what the odd thing is? The more I hear about Detroit, the more I don't want to get it, and it's weird because it's right up my alley with like the cyberpunk
Yeah, this game does
And
look
the
kinda
slavery
like,
overtones, apparently.
and the man. That's like whatever. Like, but
That's,
like how,
that seems like the whole
how-
advertising for the game.
But I don't understand. It's like motherfuckers are like okay with Blade Runner, but they're not okay with this game. Like, I don't know if I'm missing something.
Well, Blade Runner's more mindfuck.
Jesus. I don't know. But, you know what?
Look,
Whatever. I'm
Harrison
probably not gonna
Ford
play
counts
this
for a
game.
lot.
Harrison Ford doesn't do anything in either movie. He just sits there and he's fucking Harrison Ford.
Dude,
sitting there
yes, he
being
does.
angry
In
at
the
it.
first movie, he fights Guy.
He fights guys, but
Yeah.
then like he's literally upstaged by his supporting cast.
Well,
like
that's
everyone.
fine.
No,
yeah,
it's
and then
not
when he's the
fine.
supporting cast, he upstages them in Star Wars. Like, and then Indiana Jones, he's the only character, so it's like
he's
can't
good
get
in
upstaged.
Indiana Jones. He is a character,
Yeah, I
but
know.
all he does is like mumble, enhance.
Wait, what?
I'm
In the
gonna
new
ask you
one?
some questions. In the old one.
Oh well,
the new
dude,
one?
the whole old one was like that. The whole old one was just weird and slow.
Yeah, it was slow, but at least you had like really, as much as I didn't like I said, I don't like Blade Runner. right? I can at least respect it for some of the things it's done,
Respect.
including some of the the talent, right? The talent did give like good performance. Unfortunately, like 60% of the movie is Harrison Ford, and like I didn't think he really did it for me. Him being a side character in 2049 made it a lot better for me, in my opinion.
Even though you still didn't really like it.
Oh no, I like 2049. I thought I said that.
Oh no,
You just didn't like Harrison Ford.
I didn't like Harrison Ford.
The huge spread of opinions of all the stuff surrounding Blade Runner. I always get confused who thinks what.
Yeah, I don't like Blade Runner 1. I really like 2049.
Okay.
Like Ryan Gosling, he kind of plays that like mumble like kind of character, like
Man,
you know
what's
I'm lonely,
going
but
on?
like towards the end, like he really starts like, hey, yo, it's okay for me to show emotions or whatever, because like it's established in the beginning that he's a replicant hunting other replicants that are like out there.
Oh, so they just don't even pretend.
Oh no, they can't. They come out. They're like, yeah, he's here hunting the rest of, I forget what models from the Tyrell Corporation.
I'm sorry, Freeman. I just saw the meme you were talking about before, where Miyamoto sees Thomas on the.
Oh God, I thought you were about to start crying or something.
Yeah, it sounded like you were crying at first.
It's beautiful. Oh my God.
Okay, here you go, Tyler.
Oh shit.
This is
What am I about to see?
Some awful trash memes.
Freeman fucking got me to start going to dank memes.
Christ Almighty.
I didn't realize the Thomas picture was that fucking hysterical.
Can this just not? All right, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna
Subscribers,
talk
please
about my
subscribe to
favorite
r/dank
anime.
memes. The
No,
source of all of my
don't.
shitty humor.
Please don't. I'm already in too deep. Please don't follow me. No.
I'm going to my favorite anime next, or it's gonna be my new favorite anime.
Oh, hell yeah, dude! This is gonna be a great anime,
Yeah, John Wick got announced as a TV show.
dude. It's even better than CGI anime. It's real life anime.
It's real life anime.
Yeah,
and
I thought you guys were about to say it's actually an anime. I was really confused.
I had no idea.
nah,
I thought maybe the first time you said it, Tyler, but as soon as you said it again, I'm like, nah, this ain't anime. This is real.
this is real anime.
Is he starring?
He is not starring. He's
Aw.
gonna be a producer. Yeah, he's gonna be a producer.
Wait, do we know which network is doing it?
I've never.
Stars is gonna be picking it up.
So I've heard literally nothing about this. I didn't even know this existed until you said this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Everybody who's like written, like the guy who writes the movies is gonna be writing the show as well.
But honestly, what is the point without using Keanu?
They're supposed to.
Is it like
it's supposed-
younger?
No, it's a It's supposed to. It's like a spin-off. It's not gonna include John Wick. I mean, you might hear mentions of him,
seems-
but like it's supposed to revolve around the Continental.
What's the Continental? Is that the bar?
Yes, that's.
Oh
the
my god! I
hotels
can't
and
believe
all
I
that shit.
remembered that. Holy shit!
Oh, I thought you liked that movie. What the hell?
I did. I loved the first movie, but I still haven't seen the second, and I definitely didn't
What
remember.
the?
Yeah, I know. But I also never actually remember. If you had asked me what's the name of the hotel, I would have had no fucking clue. But since you said the Continental, I context clued it into the hotel.
It's just a great movie. is
I
all.
agree. The first one was fantastic. You and Leslie have both said the second one's great. I want to see it. I just keep getting distracted, especially because this is kind of weeb news, but it's not on there, so I don't fucking care. Godzilla got delayed from yesterday to tomorrow, and I'm really sad.
Damn.
I was
Oh
gonna
shit! I forgot that was happening.
I was gonna watch it today, right after work, but then at lunch I came back and was like, oh, I'll get started while I'm on my lunch break. Nope. Check back January 17th, even though by the time this is released, Godzilla should already be out. But for us, 3.5 hours in the future, Godzilla's not out yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Netflix delaying my anime in the United States.
We're not in
Yeah,
weeb
real
shit.
time.
Not there yet.
No, we'll save it. All right, no problem.
this is more important. We
Yeah.
got to talk about the big deal swatting.
Yeah, the shit's
Yo,
life
I
and
want
death,
to talk
actually.
about this because this gets me angry.
Yeah, it does.
This gets me like more like it shouldn't, but it gets
What
me
do you
more
mean it
heated.
shouldn't? Of course
Hold
it
on.
should.
No, I was saying it gets me
Describe
more
the story to the
heated
listeners.
than the Tide Pods.
Oh my god, hold on.
It
We'll
gets
get back
me
to
more
Tide
heated
Pods
than
because I'm
Tide
fucking
Pods.
pissed about that. But
Yeah.
I mean, Tide
So-
Pods are just deserved death. Like, if you eat a Tide Pod, you should just die and Darwin yourself out. It's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they're
this is
now
way worse.
They're now in locked display cases in stores because teenagers are fucking idiots.
Dude, they're
Yeah.
selling edible ones because they're like, people are gonna eat them anyway. Might as well
Oh
make
my
some money.
fucking god.
Christ almighty.
Let's
Anyway,
talk about
we're gonna
real
talk
and-
about swatting.
Yeah.
So
The
for
actual
some
topic.
context, swatting is the act of invoking, I don't know, describing an incident to a police department or like some law enforcement agency that something's going down.
Basically
and
being
that
like, hey,
requires
this-
SWAT unit, yeah.
basically being like, hey, this guy beat me online. I'm gonna call the cops, give them his address, and say there's a bomb or the guy's got a gun and killed somebody or something like that.
Yeah. And so I think it was like a couple weeks ago. It was in Wichita, Kansas. This
Yep.
happened. Someone was playing a Call of Duty match with this other
Oh,
guy, and then he got pissed off and he sent over, to this group that does swatting, and they reported a hostage situation
So
at
here's
this
the
house.
Here's the thing. I don't know if this is true, but one of the Best Friends podcast, when they talked about this, they said that the guy actually gave the wrong address, like gave an incorrect address. So this wasn't even the guy
This
who got
wasn't even
pissed
the guy He was
off.
trying to SWAT.
Yeah, this guy doesn't even
Yeah.
play video games. The guy who got
It's-
Oh
killed.
my god.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then the video is nuts, and like it was just fucked on everybody's like
Yeah.
the only guy who was like, innocent was obviously the guy who ended up getting swatted, whether he was playing games or not.
Yeah. So
Even the cop, because the cop who shot him, I saw the body cam footage.
yep.
And yeah, the dude, they're giving the dude instructions. They're like, okay, come out with your hands, like walk slowly down, whatever. And then you can't really tell like what one of the guys says. You hear like something, oh shit, and then one shot goes off and the dude drops.
That's so just to finish the setup story real quick.
Yeah.
Two guys playing online. One guy gets pissed, says, "Yo, fuck you." The other guy says, "Here's my address. Let's fight," and gives them this random guy in Wichita's address. The guy who he sent the address to calls this guy some crazy dumb handle about swatting on Twitter, and basically gives this guy the address and pays him. And this guy calls the cops in Wichita. And is like, "Hey, this guy killed somebody and has hostages," or I think it was like he was spraying chemicals outside.
They said he had hostages.
But there
In
was
the
also something
house.
about
That's
like
fucked up.
they were maybe
Spreading
gonna
chemicals or
spreading
something like
chemicals
that.
to like blow up the house or something. Doesn't even matter. SWAT got called. Obviously, this guy sees all these cops pull up outside his house and start going nuts. So he goes outside. Cops are like, "Get down, stop it." And then one of the cops basically freaks when the guy moves, I guess, unexpectedly or something, and just shoots the guy dead. And
Yeah.
so now the actual headline is that the person who's responsible for the swatting, the person who called in the swatting, has been charged with involuntary manslaughter, which is absolutely correct.
Which is good.
Everyone's like,
What-
this is... Look, the cop is not blameless here. Clearly the guy
Yeah.
wasn't... I mean, it doesn't seem like the guy was a threat. The cop... I don't want to say understandably, but when you've gotten this... The cops on the ground don't know this isn't real.
They have
So-
to respond to it like it's a real scenario.
As
100%
far
of
as
the
they
time.
know, this is entirely real. Like, just because they haven't seen anything, they're trained to believe what they know going in. And so it doesn't excuse anything, but at least helps understand why the cop ended up shooting the guy. But the blame, I don't think the blame for everything happening should be on the cop. I think that changes the narrative in the wrong way. The problem is the guy doing this for
The
money.
That's the problem. That's the problem. The guy doing this for money, and it like not only does it like okay he's greedy, he's getting the money, but like now it's like encouraging anyone. Oh, you get mad at a person for like killing you over and over. It's fine. Just have the SWAT go to his house. Oh,
Yeah.
it's going to be an inconvenience, but now it's getting to the point where people are
Like, it's an
people are
actual
dying.
Someone
life or
has
death
died,
scenario.
and every one of these swatting incidents costs like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they pull cops off the street, like everything. They pull resources, and it's like instead of them preventing crime elsewhere in the county or the town, they have to go to this literal fake call.
No, that's not even like it's not even about pulling them off of other crime. It's just fucked up to send the cops after something that's not true, because then it reduces, it either makes cops jumpy like for this kind of situation where they shouldn't, it should have been nothing, or you make cops jaded and not entirely believe or react as strongly to every dispatch, in which case something else could happen to the cops when they under-respond.
It's literally Boy Who Cried Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that part. I don't know if they would actually like do that. If anything, they'd probably stay the same.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. If they stay the same, I'm just saying either or is bad, because if they stay the same, then the potential for exactly what happened in Wichita is where the cops are amped up because they have to be, because this could be life or death for them. And
Right.
they're very tense, and especially with the way things have been these days, with all the sentiment about cops and everything going on, they have to be, every cop must be more scared and tense than ever. Like,
Yeah.
Pretty much.
so this is just bound to keep happening if people keep getting swatted.
It's got out of hand. You know, I thought this was like a trend that died like a year or two ago, and like it sucks that it's still happening.
Yeah,
Oh,
you've
yeah.
heard about it a lot less this year, but it's still going on.
But apparently, if this guy's getting paid for it, it's still happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know.
I don't
Why
know.
people gotta be mad?
I sincerely hope that this guy goes to prison for this.
No, he should. He definitely should. And then wasn't on top of that, I see he might be getting fines of up to $300,000.
Good.
How much was he charging for this?
I have no idea. Definitely not $300,000
Yeah.
worth.
Hopefully not. Fuck.
He was probably
No,
charging like $50.
Yeah, $50.
make a phone
I'll
call,
send
yeah.
a swap. It's no big deal. I got a phone scrambler that I found at a garage sale for $5. Figured I might make some money.
I just imagine this motherfucker like tries to go find like the one payphone within a 50-mile radius.
Oh my God.
Like, yo, on top of that, yo, you got to pay me like $1.75 for what? Why
Yeah,
75?
I need some quarters.
The
I
thing,
need some quarters, man.
the major thing here is that it should inherently, there's at least some protection against this, because if the cops are paying any serious attention, people who live outside the area of the police, like in the next jurisdiction, have to call the actual, like, either city hall or the police line directly. They can't just call 911.
Right.
So the cops should be like, oh, it's weird that we're getting a bomb threat from someone who totally doesn't live nearby. But-
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how dispatch works.
I have no idea. I just know that because
100%.
one of a totally different tech podcast I listened to was like, yeah, because actually it was this tech. They do like tech podcasts as like a studio for a living, and they're like, we got swatted once, but the cops just sent a car down and they sent a bomb dog into our building for a few hours, and we're like, yeah, you're fine. But that
Weird.
clearly isn't what happened here. Anyway,
Yeah,
can we move
most
on to
of the
something a
time
little
is
more
that.
exciting? A little more
A little
happy?
more exciting, you say?
Well, let's not say exciting. That's a bad word. Let's say enjoyable.
All right, let's move on to something that I find exciting.
There we go.
So there was an announcement regarding Final Fantasy 15 today, the quote-unquote Royal Edition, which translation, the PC version, is
What a
coming
great
out
name.
in like 2 months. And this version does include all the DLC that's been released up till now. Much like the PlayStation 4 Pro version, this does have 4K support. The file size is ridiculous though, because everything is
Oh,
completely
of course it
uncompressed
is.
from videos to character models. But the real reason that I'm excited about 15 is that not only is it available on what is it, Windows Games Marketplace, Steam, and Origin, but this does have mod support built in.
Woo! That's
What?
wild.
The developers explicitly warned, like, hey, be careful with those nude mods. Depending on what you guys do with this
The
determines
new mods are coming out.
if we're going to release more games on PC or
Dude,
not.
the nude mods are already developed. They're just
0.5
waiting for the
.5
release.
seconds. Like
Yeah, they're already ready.
as it hits, it's there already.
There's already spots in like this the Steam Workshop for like models to go, and everyone's raring to go. For a game where the main
Raring to
characters are
go.
4 dudes, people are raring to go with these nude models.
You're gonna see dicks flopping. It's
They're
gonna be
gonna-
like Conan Exiles.
They're gonna
Oh
like
my
add
God.
rigging
All over
to it
again.
so that it animates with the rest of the body. Oh my god, it's gonna be
Most
hysterical.
impressive dick physics is gonna
Oh my
happen.
Oh my
God.
god.
It's gonna be terrible. You know what? This is why we can't have nice things.
So I'm probably not buying this just because I already own the PS4 version. I
So-
don't really
So
care
here's
about
the
4K.
dumb thing about that nudes argument, though. There are so many nude mods for things like
So
Skyrim, billions. Any character ever
Billions.
that is any kind of famous has a nude mod, especially if they're female. There's mods to make all the women naked. There's mods to change breast size. It's like 50 trillion
don't-
mods for this.
Don't get me wrong, the nude mods are coming, but it was more or less them saying, "Hey, don't fucking brag about it on the news and get us in trouble for this." Was their
That's
translation.
fair,
If
but
If
that
Square
also
Enix gets in trouble for it, they're gonna stop doing this. But if
That
no
still
one gives a
seems-
shit, it's fine.
that still seems weird though, because like again, Bethesda has always like everyone else has modding tools and gets away with it.
Square
guess
Enix
Says
is
Bethesda. That
like,
shit's meant to be broke.
because like Square Enix is the distributor for Grand Theft Auto in Japan, so they've been concerned ever since the whole hot coffee
That
debacle.
was years
That's-
ago,
I know,
That
but
was
it's,
so
it's a
many
Japanese
years
company. That's
ago.
all they do is they panic.
I guess. Or they're like Nintendo, they don't panic enough, and then no one knows
Yeah,
what's going
actually.
on.
God. You
But
know, it
along
wasn't.
the lines-
I gotta
Well,
say,
yeah.
I love the name Royal Edition though. Instead
Yeah,
of like
actually.
special edition or collector's edition, that's not really for collectors.
The Royal.
The
Edition.
Royal Edition.
So when you're playing, audience, make sure to put that pinky in the air.
Oh my fucking god. Fine, Freeman, go to the next.
Royal.
Tyler killed the
No,
article.
fucking-
No, Tyler.
No, I was gonna say no. I reminded me of this thing. I think it was on like, I forget how we found it out, but I found out the other week that Triss from
Oh.
The Witcher
Oh,
was like the first like I don't know was it non-real female to appear in Playboy magazine.
Really?
wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Triss?
Like she had like her own like centerfold and everything.
Oh my
going
God.
on.
What? That's
Oh
wild.
my god! It is...
No, that's just hysterical. That's so
Yeah.
random. No, well, because I'm also rereading the books and playing 3 at the same time, and I just met Triss yesterday.
Mm.
It's just that's hysterical. Triss Marigold
Yeah.
out of every fake woman.
Out of every fake woman.
What is it? Am I wrong?
Yeah. Nah, it's funny. You would think like Laura Croft first.
Yeah,
right?
Laura
But
Croft
nah.
is the first
They
one
gotta
I think
keep it
of.
teen.
Yeah,
It's
the-
like you already
the
saw
famous.
her boobs in The Witcher, so it's like fuck it, why not? And
Can't
also
have
free
any
publicity, right?
Pointy PlayStation 1 boobs in our magazine here.
So
Oh,
watch out
wait.
for those pointy bits.
Tyler. Speaking of
Yeah.
Witcher, what was I gonna say?
That.
Yes, that. You know how you know how in Witcher 3 there's a choice between Yennefer and Triss? I haven't even played the game, and
Yes.
you've heard this. Is
Yeah,
it
I've
wrong
heard
for me to say that no matter what the game does, I feel like I have to pick Yennefer because of the books?
Mm.
Is that wrong?
I don't know if it's wrong. I don't think it's wrong. I feel it's unfortunate
Why is it
that you
unfortunate?
feel that way. Not well, like as in to the point of where it's like the books are steering your mind a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah,
Like I
but-
haven't played through all of 3.
But on the flip side of that, I haven't played 1 or 2, so I haven't had the game story experience.
Wait, but how many of the books have you read?
All of them.
He's read
Oh.
all of them. Even though I got him into it, I didn't read
Yeah.
all of them.
Tyler, I was like, oh, Tyler's starting me on this path, and then I blazed past it.
Dude, it's because you know what? I'm on Blood of Elves still, and I'm like, was it 121 pages in, and nothing has happened. I know shit's gonna go down.
Like, Blood of Elves, is that the first real book?
That's the first real book.
Did you read the 2 anthology books first?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
I'm
like
just
went,
making sure.
I went to the. Oh yeah, no, I went to the Reddit page.
Yeah, the one that I found where it's like, here's the way to read them.
Yeah.
Yep,
The
yep.
proper read order.
Well, no, because they came out with like the main 5 books, and then there's also 2 side story books, and both of those should be read before the main book, before you actually start reading the story, because it fills in a lot of gaps. Honestly,
Yeah, I feel like if you started reading at 1, you'd be kind of lost.
so honestly, even playing the game, I'm still confused by it. There's just so much shit going on, so many names that they throw around, and
You read all the books.
yeah, even like playing the game,
crazy.
I'm like, I don't know what the fuck half of these things. I like. There's Novigrad and Nilfgaard, and there's like all these kingdoms and all their kings, and there's so many name things. I can't wait for the TV show to just be like, here's what that thing like. Here, we're writing it for you and showing it to you.
Just to hear.
Because the game's like, here, you're in Velen, and I'm like, what's Velen? And it's like, kind of this region-ish, but we're not labeling it on the map anywhere. You're just supposed to, this kind of is Velen.
Jesus.
Anyway.
Why couldn't he just give a fucking map?
Oh my god, they're all fan maps. It's so stupid.
Yeah, we just want a map.
Even if it's shitty, just give us a real map.
Yo, Andrzej Sapkowski, just give us a fucking drawing on a napkin. That's all we want.
I mean, we've also established that this is the guy who threw away the game rights for a pittance.
Listen, that's his fault.
I'm not saying it's not, but
Yeah.
it's the guy who did that, so
That's
maybe
fair.
maybe we should leave it to CD Projekt to. Oh, speaking of, so this isn't new. This I didn't write this on news, but did you guys hear about Cyberpunk?
Oh,
No.
was it the Twitter? The Twitter
Yeah,
got like.
So the Twitter for Cyberpunk 2077 came alive for the first time just to say beep. For the first time in 4 years since they showed off that
people lost their
teaser.
Shit.
And I'd lose my shit. I can't wait, dude. Especially having finally played Witcher 3, I haven't even finished it. I'm not even close to finishing it. This game is. If there's a Cyberpunk game like this, I'll go fucking crazy. I don't even know if I'm gonna finish Witcher before that game comes out.
I'm snap buying Cyberpunk
yeah,
when it comes out.
But then a Polish newspaper claimed that Cyberpunk would be playable in some form at E3 this year.
Oh shit!
Which is fucking wild. I didn't even click on the article because I just saw it flash past. But I'm like, hell yeah, dude! I'd love to see that. Dude, people have been waiting so long for more than that teaser.
Yeah.
That teaser was out before Witcher 3 even released. That's how fucking long ago.
In like 64-bit graphics or some shit. It's gonna be bad.
Dude, you know that game is gonna like Witcher 3 is gorgeous, and they've been working on Cyberpunk for 4+ years.
I'm waiting for like as you're dodging in the air, you hear a guy in the back. Action! Commando!
The movie is on.
No, he'll be like, "Do you know the way?"
You know the way.
No,
we
the
can't
meme's
bring,
already
we can't
dead.
bring that
Oh
meme
my
here.
God.
We can't.
Okay, hold on.
Place.
There must be in Cyberpunk. There is definitely going to be a quest about memes.
Oh my
Oh
god.
God.
The
no.
future's now.
Imagine if
swear
you
to
could like
God.
tag things with memes.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
that's
Oh man,
what
this
it is.
This is a fucked up story. I'm gonna derail us for a second.
Please.
But last week when I was in my other D&D game, we were popping off with that fucking meme. We were popping off,
With
and we were
Uganda
like, "You do not
knuckles.
know the way. You sure you know the way?" And then like, what was it? Our we ordered Domino's, and the
Oh,
guy
no.
was lost, and we kept going. He does not know the way.
Oh my
He
god.
does not know the way. Go, Queen, talking
Spit
to
on the
our
fake Queen.
girlfriend's, our friend's girlfriend, like, Queen, go find him and show him the way. Dude opens the door. We're just clucking and all that shit. Dude, he sounded like an actual Ugandan.
Oh,
Like,
no.
dude had the accent. That dude was blacker than Wesley Snipes. Like, and we just froze. We're like, oh, oh no.
He's a brother who knows the way.
He's an Ugandan warrior.
He has the
Come here.
Ebola.
He has
No.
the Ebola. Oh God, kill me, man. I can't. I fucking can't anymore.
That's fucking amazing. Oh my god. Ugh. Anyway, let's Freeman. Please get this final story.
No,
so we
I
can get to
lost
the
my
weeb.
beautiful transition. I was going to talk about Japanese game developers releasing shit
I'm sorry.
as my transition. But
Sorry.
whatever. Wait. No, but this is not good news. This is awful, terrible news.
Oh.
So Arc System Works seemed like they knew what they were doing. They've got Dragon Ball Fighters coming out. Everyone's hyped about it. They have
So
Blazblue
hyped.
Crosstag Battle, the crossover fighter with Persona 4 Ruby and some other fighting series I've literally never
I
played.
can't
Under
fucking
Night and
believe
Birth.
Ruby is on there.
But
That's
the thing
insane.
that's pissing everyone off
Oh, yeah.
is they wouldn't shut up about how the game was going to have 40 characters, and everyone's getting hyped. And then they announced we've revealed the last of the characters in game. There are only 20. And everyone's like, you promised 40. Radio sounds. They come out. Yeah, don't worry. There's gonna be 40 characters, but there's gonna be DLC.
But
literally half the game's roster at launch is locked behind DLC.
Well, are they locked or are they just going to be DLC that comes out later?
From what I've heard, it's launch DLC.
Oh, that's worse.
It's character
Oh,
packs on top
no.
of a full price game.
That's
this is
worse.
some-
See, I thought it might be like Dragon Ball is going to have like 8 more fighters
And then you
over the
pull
course of their
back
lifetime.
the price sticker, and you see additionally published by EA.
Partnered.
Oh my god, it's like that Illuminati. It's like one of the Illuminati memes. It was EA all along.
It was EA
Like-
all along.
I'm a big fan of a lot of these, like, they're not anime pages, they're anime-esque pages on Facebook, and all of them are constantly posting about Dragon Ball Fighters, and then suddenly one day, the narrative shift completely. Stop supporting these awful business decisions, no one buy Cross-Tag Battle. And
Okay, I was gonna say, are they taking it out on Dragon Ball? Because holy shit,
no,
that's a
Dragon Ball
losing
still
battle.
looks really, really good. That
Dragon
game
Ball is
looks
gonna sell
insane.
like fucking bananas.
Yeah, I'm hoping they see that, hey, when we release a game with a real, like, actually okay pricing model versus this half the roster
Well-
locked away bullshit, they'll learn their lesson.
I mean, pricing model has nothing to do with it. Dragon Ball just looks like the hypest fighting game in a very long time,
Yeah,
and
especially...
it's pulling in crap tons of people who don't even care about fighting games to at least pay attention to it.
It's weird seeing this because of how much brand fatigue Dragon Ball Z Fighter games have received over the years.
That's why it's even more impressive because there's like been no good games like Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2 were like, they're okay.
They weren't bad, but it was like no one gave a shit. It's like it's just another Budokai.
It's like, well, it's like Budokai 3 was the pinnacle of the series, and that game was like 10 or I don't even know how many years ago, a long time ago.
It's
in
cutting edge
gaming.
on PS2. Let's put it that way.
Okay, yeah, that's correct. So it's been a long fucking time, and now everyone's like, oh, this game is absolutely gorgeous, has the hypest moves, it looks super like faithful to the original. It looks awesome. If I could play one fighting game, I wish it would be that, but I just don't have time to play any fighting games.
I'll probably pick up. The one thing I love about fighting games is just to pick up and play for like a little bit nature.
Apparently,
So,
the
I'm probably gonna
tutorial
grab
is
that.
very important though.
Oh
Oh,
man,
jeez.
yeah, it's probably got some learning system to it.
Some new shit going on. Yeah.
Yeah. But Dragon Ball Fighters is like the perfect combination between fighting games and anime. So I'm going to use this as our seamless transition into the weeb shit.
Oh man.
That's right. Beautiful. Well executed. All about the transitions this week.
Yep.
Anyway, there were a lot of either new season announcements or confirmation of information about seasons we've already heard about. I'll jump straight into it.
So what you're saying is we have so much, we should probably just do news and not do a topic this week.
honestly, we've gone on for so long, we could probably skip this topic.
Well, I was gonna say we're already at an hour. Do we want to just save ourselves the trouble and just power through and keep going on tangents and save? I mean, we could save the topic since we all suck at this.
Yeah, we can do that. Plus, actually, hold. Last week with our Star Wars review, a lot of people gave some comments. We can look through the.
Yes, that's true too.
Oh,
We can kind of have like a Star Wars follow up at the end. That's
yeah,
very
jokes
true.
on you, listeners. There never was a topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, what am I talking about? We were just fiddling around, whatever.
Anyway, so I won't rush through this. I'll go a little bit slower. But
Yeah.
for the announcements for this week, the first one coming out was that we had already seen the principal artwork for Attack on Titan Season 3, which had Eren kind of tied up on this crystal pillar with Captain Levi in front of him and a mysterious figure behind Levi. And that was the poster they were showing off. But they just came out with a new piece of artwork that's going to be used for the show, and it has Levi going like face to face with this cowboy-looking dude who has guns hooked up to the steam pumps. And I don't know anything about this because I don't read the manga, but from what I'm hearing, for that particular scene to take place in Season 3 of Titan, there is absolutely no way this season is only 12 episodes.
Oh.
Huh.
Implying that Season 3 is going to run for 2 cores.
Dude,
or
that seems
24 episodes.
impossible. Like, weren't they super behind? Weren't you saying, like, I don't know how they'll finish a 12-episode season with all the work they're doing?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Originally, they would not shut up that they were doing another Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress season or movie this summer. All news related to that show has kind of vanished. So what I'm thinking happened is they've just said, okay, fuck it, push that off. We have to deal with Titan now while the iron's hot. Like, we need to do this. Like,
People won't leave us the fuck alone about Titan. We can go back to Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress whenever the fuck we
Well,
want.
like-
But we gotta
like
finish
only-
Titan right now.
only some people in Japan give a shit about Cabaneri, but the whole world gives a shit about Titan. Let's do this now. So I'm
Yeah.
guessing that's what the production committee pushed for. Especially considering Cabaneri is like an original project for them, and Titan has so much financial backing from Shonen Jump.
I mean, yeah, exactly. They're earning crap loads off of Titan for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Titan is also probably in the top 3. I mean, Titan and My Hero are like the zeitgeist anime right now, so it's like gotta keep going.
Pretty much. But that's gonna be great. The entire second half of the year is gonna be Titan. I'm hyped. On to the next announcement, which I didn't know about until today. It's that Lupin the Third is getting a new TV anime. For
What
anyone
the
who hasn't
fuck
watched
is-
Lupin
yeah.
the
Wow.
Third, it is one of
You
these.
don't know who
old,
Lupin the Third is?
It's one of
Tyler,
these
you don't
old-ass-
either.
Yeah, I do, man.
Wait,
That's
really?
an old
Look
ass
it up.
God
anime.
damn it.
It's an old ass anime.
Wait, shit.
So I originally didn't know shit about Lupin the Third, and I learned it
Hey.
because it was around 2013. I had dropped out of Calc 3 in college and had suddenly 2 extra days of time reclaimed in my schedule. Where I was like, what do I do? And my favorite subtitle group was looking for people to help them. So I'm like, oh, I can do subtitles. So I was learning how to do subtitle timing, and they had me practice on the first episode of the show called Lupin the Third, a woman named Mine Fujiko. And it was the first release in that whole series in like 15 years since they had stopped doing movies. So I went back and I watched the original series to figure out what was going on. And this is one of those like old ass anime. This is like, it's not
Like
quite Speed Racer
Iron
era,
Fist,
but yeah,
like type old.
it wasn't bad, but it was like essentially it felt like the Hanna-Barbera era of anime.
Holy shit.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. I understand why this show has such a long legacy, and it's honestly it got carried by a lot of the movies. Like one of them was done by Studio Ghibli.
Whoa.
It's a great series. The last one, a woman called Mine Fujiko. It was a cool show, but it did this weird psychological shit in the last 3 episodes that got really weird. But it was one of those really beautiful, well animated shows that had a long, deep history to it. And for anyone who watched Super Eye Patch Wolf's last video about what he loved about 2017,
Yeah.
he talked about the movie about one of the 3 main characters from Lupin, Goemon, and I hadn't seen this movie yet, and it looks fucking amazing. I need to track it down. But point is, new Lupin anime, it looks really good. I am definitely watching this one. Yeah.
Val and I actually watched that video together, hoping we'd see another anime to watch, but nothing really.
Yeah, he didn't tell me anything too new. I watched it yesterday at lunch because I had nothing to watch. But yeah, now I'm gonna watch that movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Moving
my-
on. Oh, wait,
oh,
no,
yeah.
go ahead.
So my only exposure to Lupin the Third was when it was on an Adult Swim for like a short while,
Oh,
like
yeah, they
a
had it for a
long
while.
time ago.
Yeah, I completely skipped it back then and kind of regret it because I ended up watching it eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna watch it. Oh no, this one might be good. Who the
I don't
hell
know, dude.
knows?
Mine Fujiko is good even if you don't watch Lupin. Like, just if you watch one of the movies and then watch
Mhm.
any of these, it'll make perfect sense. Because all the movies are all self-contained plots. They introduce them like, oh, it's Lupin, the greatest phantom thief who ever existed, and it's always a quest to
Phantom
steal some
Thief.
shit. Yeah,
What a title.
yeah, right. It's almost like Persona 5 referenced it.
Oh
Anyway,
my god.
moving on. The manga Grand Blue is getting an anime adaptation, and the only reason this matters is because I love manga where the main characters are not high schoolers. This is a manga about a guy going to college and meeting a bunch of girls who are engineering students. This is not a high school anime, and that's why I'm happy about this. We're starting to finally see the trend of them being, not all anime has to be about high schoolers. It can be about real adults or college students or fucking whatever. But point is, I'm happy the industry is moving in this general direction.
I always wanted to know that.
About why it's
I
always high
had
school?
that. Yeah, like I had that thought the other day, right? Like, because when I hang out with my one buddy, he's like you. He like watches all like the seasonal animes and shit.
Yeah.
And I literally had that thought, and I'm like, why are all these niggas fucking high schoolers? Why is there not a single adult? I'm like, I know a lot of adults watch these shows. Why is there not a single adult?
So there's a good, I don't even want to call it good. There's a reason for this. So in Japan, going to college isn't as common as it is in the United States. A lot of people just go directly into work. So
You mean into the animation factory?
Yeah, right.
Hey.
Yeah?
lost my
What?
train of thought
Yeah?
on that
Hey,
comment.
what?
But so high school is the last like common point of experience that everyone in Japan goes through. So it's really easy to capitalize on, these nostalgic memories, the spring festival, the fucking sports festival, all these things that are very common to Japanese high schools.
Yeah,
It's very easy
the
to show them
tournament
and you
arc.
get this like sense of connection for the viewer. On top of that, high schoolers are honestly a big target audience. They aren't the moneymakers. A lot of your late night shows like your boob anime, those are aimed at your 18 plus crowd because they're the ones spending the money. But still, for all of them, high school is the last common focal point where you can have characters together for some arbitrary reason. So
Until you make
the
an
easy
anime
answer.
about an anime studio.
Dude, that show is really good.
I see. I said that because I couldn't remember what it was, but I do remember that there was a show like that.
If anyone is curious about how anime and manga are made, there's two shows. Bakuman, about manga, really good. It's by the authors of Death Note, and Shirobako, which is a very well animated show about how they make anime in general. And they were both game changers.
All right,
All
keep
right, on to
going,
the next
Freeman.
one.
Let's keep.
I wish Luigi was here for this week. He watched this one. The show called "Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon?"
Hell yeah.
Which the show hasn't answered yet, but that show, which for anyone who hasn't seen it, it has the same aesthetic and feel as the world of Sword Art Online without having all the bullshit of Sword Art Online.
Yeah, you and Luigi have called it a fixed sword art.
Essentially. But this is an entertaining show. I wouldn't call it a good show, but this is an entertaining show. But point is, they have finally teased a new season/TV anime project. What that means, I don't know, because the last time they did it, it was a side story about like not the main protagonist, but like his love interest, who's technically a way better dungeoneer than he is.
Oh, good.
So they might finally be getting back to the main plot line. I'm excited. It seems like I don't even know if Crunchyroll's going to have it because Amazon had the spin-off. Whatever. Story for another day. But the last and most important one, and I don't know why none of my friends are flipping out about this.
This sounds very important.
So one of my favorite series, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, part 4 of the anime ended, I think it was almost 2 years ago now. And up until now, it's been like the season ends, a year later they announced the next one. And it was great. They were doing that for a while. And part 5 is where the series, I don't want to say it drops off in popularity, but it's not the most famous. And people used to say that about part 4, but part 4 got insanely popular because of its anime. Shonen Jump recently renewed their trademark and established trademarks on new logos for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5. I forget what they're even changing the title to. It's like Golden something. The point is, this strongly indicates that we're getting another season of JoJo, and I could not be happier about this. But outside...
Although,
new
sadly,
season.
that's not exactly real news.
No, it's not. It's speculation. But
I
look,
mean, shit. I mean, trademark shit happens all the time.
but like they don't trademark new logos.
No. I know. It is news, but there have been times before where people are like, oh, they renewed the trademark for this thing. Does that mean we're getting it? It's like, no, they just want to protect it.
Yeah, but
I understand what you mean, though. This is a more special case than that.
Yeah, this one's a little more specific. Like, it's not the JoJo series; it's specifically Part 5, which is like a complete package that already ended. Like, if they were just renewing the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure tagline, because Part 8 is called like JoJolion or something.
Holy shit!
that's
They're
like
already
the
up to
official-
8.
Yeah, dude, JoJo is as old as like Dragon Ball.
Damn.
Yeah, this is an old ass series. It's going on forever.
Oh.
So they're
Huh.
barely halfway through the shit that's come out. That's why everyone wants Part 5 to happen, so we can get to like Part 6 and 7, which is fucking insane.
Look, can we just finish off the shitty arc and then so that 2 years after that point we can watch the good stuff again?
The thing is, the wait for Part 5 has caused people to start memeing Part 5 to the point where there's now an insane amount of hype for the part that people originally were not hyped at all for. So this may have been a marketing decision. I don't know.
I'll say that someone somewhere like, yo, what if we make memes?
What if we wait for them to float around and then they'll be ready for Part 5?
I forget who it was that talked about it, but honestly, the memes are what made JoJo Part 3 as popular as it was in the West. Like, Part 1 and 2 of JoJo, you know, medium popularity. Part 3 comes out, it's fucking meme city with the oh no, oh my god videos. It spreads like wildfire.
This must be the work of an enemy stand.
Yes, exactly. It was the memes did it for JoJo.
Holy shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. But moving away from announcements, I want to take this time this week to do what I always do and talk about Netflix because I'm fucking obsessed with everything they do.
Yeah,
but
Godzilla. No, okay.
soon, next week we'll probably be discussing this. But I think it was last Friday, I think, they came out with the actually first Netflix original anime, not counting Castlevania because that doesn't really count. This show, Devilman Crybaby, is an adaptation of the original Devilman story, which is like Lupin, one of those old ass animes, and they took a very creative take on the way it looks. This has to be one of the most unique looking shows I've seen in a while. Not to mention, this is a very NSFW show. There are scenes of people turning into demons, and there's like boobs and vaginas and like sex orgy parties and drugs and shit. Like, it got weird
Hell
in the first
yeah.
episode, but it was really cool. It was really well animated. And holy shit, one of the characters, every time he's on screen, it's just really loud synthwave playing. So I
Oh,
resonated
of course.
very well with this show.
All
Oh my
right.
God.
Since we're gonna end early,
Sounds
maybe
like
I'll
right
start
up my
watching
alley.
it.
Yeah, the first episode was so fucking weird, but like I'm afraid to recommend it to people because it was ridiculous. But I've only seen the first episodes.
Ridiculous.
I think I'm watching 3 and 4 with my buddy on Friday. But yeah, it's not for the faint of heart, but this is definitely a unique experience. Apparently, the last episode got people crying, so I'm
Whoa.
excited that like this show's generating so much buzz. Like I hate fucking use this term, anime YouTuber has been talking about it, and they're all raving. So
Anituber.
yeah, I fucking hate that term. Even PewDiePie did a video on why this anime is good.
Whoa.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
right?
Gotta get all those teenagers watching this definitely R-rated
Yeah.
stuff.
Actually, though, but I'm excited because this sets the precedent that Netflix may be willing to take more risks and do these things that you can't do on television broadcast anime. Like Devilman is very like I don't call it disgusting, but like there's a blood and shit. There's like some dude starts stabbing people 10 minutes in. Like this is something you can't show on TV, and if you did, it would be like the one scene in the show for shock value. Like I'm excited to see what Netflix is going to do if more of their original projects are like this. Like I know I bitched about their generic sounding shows a couple weeks in the past, but if they can do something unique with the medium that you don't see elsewhere, I'm more than happy to welcome Netflix despite their shitty release principles.
All right, what else?
Yeah.
Looks like you got one more.
I got one more, and this is the meme topic for the week. So
Oh man.
from the same people who brought you Waifu Wars, r/anime is having their Best Boy in Anime contest 2018. And believe me, this year is going to go down in the history books because, as everyone in the meme economy knows, the R-Traps gay discussion has been leading headlines, which
Oh,
means
no.
every trap character is going to be coming right out of the gates strong. It's literally just going to be the top 4 is going to be 4 anime characters that look like girls but are actually guys. I swear
Oh
to God.
God.
You heard it here first. That's my prediction. But the thing I love about these contests is ever since the first one they did and they realized everyone was salty, they tried working the word salt into the title of the contest and referencing other anime things. So like the last one was like all the Evangelion movies have a number and then like a phrase like you cannot advance, but the not is in parentheses. And the last one was like you cannot be this salty. For this one, they took they're referencing Cowboy Bebop. At the end of every episode, there's always like a quote that shows up on screen that may or may not have shown up in the episode. And the most famous one is "See you later, Space Cowboy." But one of my favorite ones from an episode is the line, "You're gonna carry that weight." And the title for this contest is "You're gonna carry that salt."
Oh man.
But that's what I got for anime news. But I did.
Well, I
bring
added
up Bebop.
I added this line, yeah. So as I said last week, this past Saturday was my birthday, and I started it off while my girlfriend was asleep, making myself some scrambled eggs and watching the first episode of Cowboy Bebop. And man, does that episode not even do anything at all.
What the fuck, bloody eye,
Bebop
dude?
is not a.
Hey, you got some
How do
tomato
I describe
juice.
it? It's not an over. It has some
Premium.
overarching story, but each episode is meant to just be itself.
I know, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. This episode literally has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's the
Well,
point.
I'm not complaining. I'm
Point.
pointing it
Oh,
out.
It sounds like yeah.
Tyler's the one who jumped all over me for
They're
making that
selling
statement.
tomato juice
Oh
the
my
whole
God.
episode.
I'll keep watching it on my own when I have the time. I want to dedicate time to it, but I'm also playing Witcher so much that I don't know how much I'm going to be able to watch it.
The thing is, it's not the kind of show that you have to marathon. Like you can watch this slowly or watch like one episode every like week or so.
I'm
Like
still.
it's that kind of show that you can
mean,
just like.
I just want to keep
Yeah.
going with
Pick
it.
it up whenever
It
you want.
seems cool. It's obviously it's still got that 90s kind of older anime style.
I'm
Yeah,
still
which that
trying to
isn't-
get
is not
Leslie
as
to
crisp.
watch it. I still
Um,
have to finish it.
but then the other thing that Val and I started trying to watch was
Yeah.
last night was Martin Luther King day, and so Val and I were
Night.
both off, and I was like, "Hey, why don't we try watching one of these animes that Freeman and Luigi keep telling us to watch?" So we turn on RE0 on Crunchyroll. This anime is so
fucking love this
fucking
anime.
weird, and this main character is such a damn idiot. It's so. I'm at my threshold of this guy's too stupid to make me want to keep watching this show.
Oh God.
But Freeman's
he's not
like-
even that bad in like the grand scheme of anime characters. Like the second you said that, I sat there thinking like, well, he's kind of an idiot, but I didn't really like think about this being an issue when I recommended the show.
But like the first few episodes, like he does the whole thing, and it takes him 4 shots to realize that he's in a time loop.
Yeah, listeners, this isn't really a spoiler because this is the whole gimmick of the show, but it's one of those transport to a fantasy world shows. But every time the main character dies, he starts over from the beginning, which is why the Japanese title for the show is actually called
Groundhog Day.
Starting Over from Zero.
It
Is
is.
the name of
It
the
is
show.
Groundhog Day, except instead of sleep, it's just death. So like, the main character dies 3 times in the first 2 episodes, and it takes him that 3rd death to be like, "Huh, maybe things are getting reset here." Like even
man,
after
there's-
the 2nd time, the 3rd time he's like, "Oh man, what's going on? This is weird." Not like, "Oh, clearly I'm stuck in a time loop."
But like these aren't things you'd assume at first. He's also at the very beginning. He's like, it's like 3 a.m. He went to the convenience store. He's tired, and suddenly, bam, you're in a fantasy world with
No,
like
but I
animals
made
and
the
shit.
comment to Val, like, when is there a point where there's enough media about with things like Groundhog Day where characters in these things recognize quicker that they're in Groundhog Day?
Man, am I in Groundhog Day? Because it's an
You gotta see-
American movie. They don't want to. They don't want to acknowledge.
But you know,
that.
no, but you know what I mean. This is the same theme. How many?
Yeah,
How many?
it's
of
like
the
a
same...
Walking Dead universe, like a world where George Romero just didn't exist.
I mean, the weird thing, I guess, is to consider, like, so every time in the first few episodes he dies before the first day is up, what's going to happen when he gets farther and farther in and then he resets?
Yep, that's a big mystery. I'm not going to answer that question.
I'm
You
not
gotta-
asking you to. I'm
gotta watch
just
some
saying
more.
out loud. Maybe we'll watch more. Maybe we'll go back to watching Shark Tank. Maybe we'll go back to watching Wholesome Baking.
Wholesome
Oh,
baking.
yeah, since Leslie wasn't around, I was it my one buddy. I went to hang out with him, and I watched a new anime.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, the new shit by Studio Trigger, that Darling in the Franxx.
Darling in the Franxx. I haven't started it yet. What'd you think of it?
So it reminded me of a lot of different anime, but man,
took you a second there, Tyler.
I'm still trying to process it, even though it's been like 3 days ago. I don't know. I kind of want to watch it. What, Tim?
Keep going. I'll wait till you're done. This'll wait.
Mm.
This'll wait.
I'll say stick with it just because Studio Trigger, a lot of their shows don't get good till like the 3rd or 4th episode. Like their last
as
one,
I'm well aware.
their last one, Kisniver, was honestly trash for the first 2 episodes, but the last 10 of 12 were all amazing. Like episode 6 or 7 was like, this is a fucking real good show. Like with Kill la Kill, it took maybe 8 or 9 episodes to really get its stride before it became the show that saved anime.
Yo, but literally though,
The show that saved
Fucking-
anime.
damn.
All right, for the record, it was a dark time. There's a lot of shitty anime coming out. It was in a season with nothing else. So we put together, and when I say we, I mean the subreddit, put together a website called hasanimebeenSaved.com, which told
Jesus.
you if the new episode of Kill la Kill is out yet or not. So if it didn't come out, the website would say no anime has not yet been saved.
Goddamn.
That's hysterical. Wait, but when did it reset? Like every
It's about, I think it was 48 hours before the episode would come out. So for 5 days, anime was saved, and then suddenly anime was not yet saved.
That's
That's like
hysterical.
a meme about saving anime. That's
Oh
why
my
it
fucking
exists.
god.
Damn.
Man, Freeman, you, and I mean you and the subreddit have way too much time on your guys'.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's like 3 million nerds in one room. We're bound to gather up enough free time to do all this dumb shit at some point.
You mean like the husbando and waifu war?
Yo, I need to do the preliminary shit before we get to brackets so I can
God damn.
nominate the best boys of anime.
The best boys of anime. In short,
Oh my
I thought
God.
it was okay. It was like Pacific Rim. There's my review.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, so it's like Evangelion.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, literally post-apocalyptic world where kids are bred to pilot fucking like they're in pairs.
So like every
They have to
Gundam. Oh
pilot
no, yeah, that's
these-
specific. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say they have to pilot these things in pairs and they have to fight these giant ass fucking robot things that come to try and kill humanity. Pacific Rim.
Oh, it's actually
Hell yeah,
Pacific Rim.
dude.
Actually Pacific Rim.
So what I absolutely freaked out about. So Freeman was going to talk about his computer issues over the weekend, but Freeman, you very specifically texted me a screenshot from a show that you were watching over the weekend. And,
Oh my god, yes. I'll discuss this very briefly. So it was Saturday or Sunday, Val. You guys messaged both me and Luigi about who's done with Made in Abyss yet. And I had planned on watching it during the day on Saturday before I had some computer hardware problems. So I didn't watch anything. And then I was like, all right, here's my plan for catching up. I was going to watch 2 episodes Sunday, 1 on Monday, 1... long story short, I was going to watch the 1-hour finale tomorrow. And that is still the plan.
Okay.
But Sunday night, I watch 2 episodes. And the second episode is where the show stops being a happy, fun adventure and starts making me want to throw up in the middle of the episode. I take a picture during the first of like a 15-minute awful sequence. And I messaged him like, fuck this anime. And then like 10 minutes later, I messaged him like, fuck this whole episode. I'm not gonna lie, like I've seen some like gruesome anime, and this I had to pause and like walk so I didn't get nauseous. This was not an easy show to watch.
Nope.
Yo, I think you're soft, Freeman.
Nope, Tyler, he's not
No.
soft. Tyler,
I think you're soft.
Tyler, this
I'm
is
not.
rough shit.
Nah, man, until you've seen the body in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Bro, I just watched Devilman Crybaby, where a dude rips out of some dude's chest and starts like killing people who are in the middle of an orgy, and boob and vagina monsters are killing people.
That sounds sick.
That was fine.
Sounds
I watched Made in Abyss. I want to throw up.
Tyler, you legitimately, dude, it's not about the gore.
No,
That's the thing. It's not
It's
at
not.
all about the gore.
And then I
don't wanna-
watched one more episode at lunch day, so I've got
Hold on.
2 episodes remaining. One I'm watching tonight and the finale tomorrow.
Freeman, I'm going to send you a message on Facebook with an analogy that I want your opinion on whether or not you think this is okay to say on air.
To say on air. Oh no. I don't know. We say a lot of really crass stuff.
No. It's not about it being crass. It's about whether or not this is too much of a spoiler to make a reference.
Kind of. No, you can say this. I don't think it's
okay,
too
Tyler.
much of a connection.
This isn't like gore level. This is like it's so uncomfortable and physically painful to watch as the Videl fight in Dragon Ball Z. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
With
Yeah.
Popovich is beating the living shit out of her.
Beating the living shit out of her.
When you hear the voice actress scream and it literally makes your skin crawl because it's so actually uncomfortable, this is what it's like worse than that in Made in Abyss.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Concerned going into this finale.
I guess.
Oh man, Tyler Freeman, Val, so you talking about it, you and Luigi bringing it up and asking you guys about it made her rewatch the entire show. Since she had watched like the first 3 with her sisters,
Yeah.
she rewatched and she's like, Tim, I think while I was at the store for like most of Saturday and Sunday playing Magic, she just blew through most of it again. And then it's like, oh, she had to watch the finale and she just made herself cry watching the finale again. Oh, Freeman, you're not even close to ready.
No.
And here's the thing, it's not the same thing either. It's not like what you had to go through with that scene that you sent me the picture from. This is totally on another level.
I'm not ready.
You're so not. Fucking Luigi still won't respond to how if he finished it or not.
Are you surprised that
I don't know. I
Luigi
feel
did
like
not respond?
I feel like
I
he
know.
did though, because when he watches anime, he watched it for like 6 to 7 hours straight.
Oh, he told us that I remember he watched like the first 8 episodes in one fucking day, and it's like, oh, good. That was when we were home, and it's like, yeah, you're just on the cusp. Were we wrong about like episode 8 and 9? You're on the cusp of when it gets absolutely horrific.
Yeah, basically, because episode 8 was like an anime original one. Feel it in the tone of it, but once it gets back to like the core plot stuff, it's.
And how do you like the plot line of what's going on after that whole scene?
It's intriguing.
Have you seen? So did you see
Yeah,
where I talked about the flashing down, where they show you what's below? Did you see any of that yet?
Flashing down? No, I saw the episode where
Oh.
they're at the hut and you meet Nanachi's a roommate. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to go further.
You are so Freeman.
There's literally 2 episodes left, and one's an hour-long finale. So I
Freeman,
understand.
You're gonna watch the last episode, the second to last one tonight, and you're gonna be like, I could easily see you being like, I have to finish this tonight and find out what happens, or
I got enough self-control.
or you're like, I'm not gonna watch this ever because I don't want to see where this goes.
Look, the reason I'm spacing it out is because I was like, my original plan on Sunday night was like, I'm gonna watch 3 episodes, but I got to that one.
Nah,
fucking episode,
dude.
and I'm like, I can't proceed. I need to watch something like wholesome after this because I can't do this anymore. So I went back to watching Ancient Magus Bride for an episode they did on Sundays, and that was wholesome enough that I didn't want to throw up before I went to sleep.
Damn, it's
Jeez.
really that bad.
Don't get me wrong, this show's good, but
Oh, it's so good. Look, it only gets to you that hard because it's so good.
look, man, I don't throw up watching anime that I hate. Only anime that I love.
Oh my god.
As weird as it is to say that.
I can't wait to get off just so that you can watch the episode and then message me and Val and be like, I just want to see your reaction after you watch this episode
Oh my
tonight.
god.
Anyway, let's do the roundup. We're already almost at an hour and a half. I'm gonna open up the comments from last week.
Oh, we want to talk about the hardware failures? we
Oh
experienced?
yeah, the hardware. I mean, mine I already talked about, but I'll just go first because mine's super simple. So I was running into my crashing issues while recording. Couldn't record Witcher 3 for more than about 15 minutes without crashing, so it really put a damper on my LPs. Bought a new hard drive and a new graphics card, and lo and behold, I spent the last 3 days playing probably over 10 hours of Witcher 3, and no crashes, and I recorded 4.5 hours of it. So
Nice.
Seems
Nice.
like my computer's back in working order. I still haven't tried to run Shadow of War, which was the other game that was crashing a lot. I'm hoping that'll work, because Shadow of War, I mean, I loved Shadow of Mordor, but I don't know if I can physically play that and Witcher at the same time, because now I'm in Witcher and I don't want to stop, and I've literally completed every side quest I can physically complete right now. So I literally have to record. I recorded 3 times over the last 3 days. I meant to record once. But I'm
Oh my God.
well, I can't physically. I'm too low level to do any more side stuff. Guess I'll do a recording so I can get a few more levels and then go do side stuff for 3 hours. Anyway, Freeman, why don't you talk about your hardware issues?
All right, so I came home on Friday, and my computer was in this weird kind of it's on, but none of the input-output is working.
Oh, I love
So-
that state.
So I assumed it had just overheated. So I turn my computer back on. I go to check the processor temperatures. Nothing looked out of the ordinary, but I noticed my hard drive was stuck at 100% utilization for the first 20 minutes it was on. So that was my first indication something's wrong with the hard drive. But then I fired up Guild Wars 2 and looked at my processor temperatures, and the whole thing's fucking spiking up to like 80 degrees Celsius plus. Like, so that's
Oh my.
it's not like meltdown mode. Like 100 Celsius is when your processor's fucking dead. But I'm like, this isn't good. I was only using the stock Intel cooler, but I'm like, you know what? It probably just needs new thermal paste. But I've been holding off on switching to like a better cooling solution. Tomorrow I'll go get a water cooler. So I went out, I got Corsair water cooler, I came back, I installed it, everything seemed fine. I turn it on, and bam, the BIOS gives me this warning about hard drive failure.
Oh no.
So I keep
no.
going through it over and over again. I'm able to get it to boot, but it's inconsistent. So I'm like, all right, what's my best approach here? Do I move all my files over? But then I realized like my product keys from Windows 7 when I upgraded to 10. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do a reinstall. So I bit the bullet, and I needed to buy an equally sized hard drive to do a literal just duplicate. So that way I don't have to reinstall anything. But I have a 1 terabyte hard drive, and I've been kind of debating on the SSD swap.
Yep.
So I threw down the cash and got a 1 terabyte SSD.
Jesus.
And copied everything over. So, long story short, everything works fine except for my wallet. But now everything is nice, it loads fast, and it runs really cold. So, I'm happy enough with how this turned out.
They shouldn't have to spend $1,000.
Yeah, oh my god.
Side note, I was just on my phone for a sec, and I saw that apparently there's leaks of a new version of the Xbox Elite controller.
Ooh.
Oh.
And that
Oh,
is
like
my
the metal buttons?
yeah, that's the one I use because Ed bought me that Elite bundle for my birthday 2 years ago. And this is my favorite controller ever now. It's surpassed the ODST 360 controller.
Oh man.
I might get that someday. I might throw down 150 to get a new one because like it has USB-C charging apparently, which is amazing, and Bluetooth for Windows, so I wouldn't have to use a wire anymore. Yeah, that's what the leak says. Not much info, but yeah, I would definitely like to continue to use the Elites because, man, this is an amazing controller. I've been so happy with this. Anyway, maybe I'll send my brother the old one. Anyway, let's do some follow-up from last week.
Yeah.
Because there were some comments from people asking, Cypher asked a question about a side thing. Oh, boy. God. Friedman.
This
Boys,
is not me.
no, sorry.
It's only me throwing these memes in the chat while we're
Boys
recording.
eat Tide Pods, real men vapes, and it's Tide to Go, the little stick.
The pen.
Oh, my God.
All right, let's go.
All right. From F. Delizzo. Did you like the scene when Luke dies and the two sons show up? I responded to a bunch of these comments with text, but I figured why not just do it again.
Might as well go over it.
I thought if you're going to kill Luke, at least having the two sons is kind of cool. It was a nice moment, even though it shouldn't have happened.
I agree. The two sons is like the trademark Skywalker end of the movie scene kind of thing.
If you're going to do it wrong, at least end it the final 3 seconds correctly, and they did.
So they got that going for them.
Yeah.
From Cypher, this is late, but can you ask Freeman on what he thinks about the
Oh my God.
anthropomorphism of inanimate
objects into anime girls like
Girls.
Earth-chan for the next Weeb Corner.
Oh,
I wish
no.
I had more topics. All right. So this is This has been going on for a while. Listeners who don't know about this, go Google Earth-chan. This new trend is to take anything you can and just make an anime girl based on it.
Of
It all started
course.
with the Earth-chan trend, where someone posted a picture of Earth-chan, but she had like a surgical mask on because she's sick because of pollution. And this
Oh
blew up
my
way out of
God.
proportion to the point that literally every website on the planet has their own Chan now. Like 4chan,
Stop.
they already had their own.
If you
like,
type in the
iconic
word
character.
Earth into Google, the first autocomplete is Earth-chan.
Fuck yes, the weebs are taking over the world.
No.
As for what I think about it, I think it's more memey than anything else. It's hilarious, but it's also the dumbest shit on the world. But I don't know. Weebs are gonna meme. It's gonna happen.
Oh my God, this
At least
is
they're being
so
constructive with their
messed
time.
up.
All right.
It's just an anime
Moving
girl
on.
with hair that looks like the Earth and then has a
So-
mask. Oh my.
So the reason the person made this joke was just because of the whole flat Earth jokes going on, and it was a picture of Earth-chan looking very upset, going, "I'm not flat," as in like reference to breast
Oh
size.
my God.
And
Ah,
the jokes just write
Jesus.
themselves.
Stop. God. This is why I don't go on Reddit.
I mean, I only go on the Magic and League subreddits, except for when I am really bored and I go to dank memes.
Actually,
You
I
can't
go
escape
there.
it anymore.
I go there if I want to find out information on stuff.
There you go.
Like I went there for, because I was like, I don't know what, like I don't know shit about AR-15s. Let's go to the Reddit.
It's good for like very specific topic.
Yeah.
That's why there's billions of subreddits.
Yeah.
Or
Real
like
good
when I
community.
wanted to get into straight, was it a shaving with a straight razor? Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, like the shaving subreddits are all really good.
Yeah.
Wait, did you actually do that?
I used to, and then like I don't know the I didn't get a good blade. Like my parents got me one for Christmas, and it wasn't good.
Oh, it
And
sucks.
so it like ended up
Aw.
go. Yeah, like the blade started losing its edge pretty quickly. Even like after stroping it, like it wasn't working out too well.
Oh wow.
The Banana Tree says, "Do you guys record your D&D sessions?" Nope, for good reason.
Nope. You're gonna
Oh,
hear
man.
a lot of doggo, a lot of cats.
Yeah,
and
especially
it's a
now that
lot
Leslie
of-
got her dog. But also getting off topic a lot from Freeman and Luigi on Meme Patrol.
Yeah,
mostly
actually,
Lu-
like anytime it's not our turn, we are looking for memes to share with the group chat.
Yeah, it is literally the most casual thing. It is the most casual D&D experience I've ever seen.
It also doesn't help that we have like this mix. Like we used to do it all in person, and that was great. Now we have a mix of in-person and Skype, which I feel like is the worst way to do it because
Kind
like
of.
me and Val are basically an isolated island when you guys are all together. And if not, then we're all like it's me and Val, and then Leslie and Tyler, and then Freeman and Luigi are sometimes on Skype. But Luigi doesn't have video because he's a psycho.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't video us.
He's probably too lazy to find his camera and forgets every week, and then just
Does
doesn't
he just
do
not
it.
leave it near his computer?
I
Like
think
a
he
normal
lost
person?
it. I'm pretty sure he must have lost it, or he just
Alright.
likes walking around without a shirt on, which he's admitted to before. So that might be
I
it.
mean, I literally just take mine off my screen and point it into like my speaker when I don't want
Yeah.
hackers of the internet spying on me. But
Yeah.
whatever.
But either way, it's like the worst balance right now for recording.
Yeah, no, it would be pretty awful. Even if we were in person, it would just be tricky.
Yeah, we just get off topic. We're just there to have a good time. We're not really there. We don't take it as seriously as a lot of the shows do.
Yeah.
It's actually funny how that's exploded in popularity, though. Like D&D
Yeah,
was
it really
nothing a
has.
few years ago, and then like,
Fucking Critical Role came in.
yeah,
like,
dude,
shit like that.
dude, during Awesome Games Done Quick. So that was last week, also, by the way. Awesome Games Done Quick. I caught it a few times, but I didn't really watch it a ton. Partially because, honestly, I'm mostly getting tired of watching runs of games I don't care about by people who are usually not that interesting. I'm sorry. It just feels like it's gotten worse. There was one I clicked on where the girl recording it had like the inflection where she's always
my
talking
God, the
like
up-talking.
this. And it was so annoying. I was like, I have to stop watching right now.
Ugh.
But at one point I had it on and I was like, oh, what else is on Twitch right now? They were at like 100,000 views. Critical Role was also at 100,000 views
Yeah, dude.
during AGDQ when they run Twitch. And I was like, holy shit, that's wild.
Yeah, 'cause
And then,
Yeah, it's been
'Cause
blown up in
they're-
popularity among the normies. Like,
their
I-
campaign just ended. I think that's why.
oh, that
Oh,
might
that's
have been
why.
why it
Yeah.
was the final. But either way, like Team 4-Star, the Dragon Ball Z Abridged guys, they have a show. Like everybody seems to be doing D&D shows.
It's really weird. Like honestly, a couple years ago, if you mentioned you played D&D, people would like give you that look. But now, if I bring it up for some reason, people are just like, "Oh man, it's cool. I wish I had a game going." Like people are people who haven't played it already are actually getting really interested in it.
Dude, people are jelly of our skills. I'm an OG. I've been playing for 10 years, motherfucker.
Still a newbie.
Oh my god. Carl just left a comment complaining about the movie. Han Solo. Okay, so
is this real?
John Stark,
movie?
the King in the North. Tim, you know the Han Solo Star Wars movie is coming this year, and then the Obi-Wan Kenobi solo film, and there are news about a solo Darth Vader movie. I don't believe the Kenobi or Darth Vader one. Kenobi was rumors, and Darth Vader seems stupid. I don't know what the point of a solo Darth Vader movie is right now.
I feel like there'd be no point, especially when you had 3 movies to set them up.
We had 6 movies basically about Darth Vader.
True.
Hell, he was even in Rogue One.
7 movies.
7 movies.
So here's the other problem on a more realistic level, not realistic, but real life level. James Earl Jones is probably not able to do the voice for much longer. And if you're trying to, in 2 years, plan on actually, no. 3, no, wait, actually. 5.
4 years.
5. No, 5. Because, well, if you assume the new trilogy starts after whatever's after episode 9, 2 years after 9, that would be 5 years. 4 years if they don't go right into new episodes after 9. Right. But either way, that's years. That doesn't seem like it would be a thing that they would do. There's too many other stories they'd rather earn money. Like they could easily do a Boba Fett movie with a new guy. Because it doesn't have to be...
comes out of the Sarlacc pit, right? Because he's still alive, right?
Yeah. Actually, in the books, he totally was.
Fuck that shit. I know. I heard about that, and it pisses me off.
Why?
Because, like, you see it in the movie. The nigga goes into the Sarlacc pit.
So what?
Look, man, just because someone goes into this pit in the middle of the ground doesn't mean they can't climb their way back out of the pit in the middle of the ground.
You're telling me if you fell...
With monsters and shit inside of it, dude, people can totally climb out. It's not like it's cursed or anything.
Dude, it's more like it's slow digestion. He has a missile on his back. Come on.
I didn't know that was a Jedi name.
But yeah, I don't think there should be a COVID. I mean, it's cool that Ewan McGregor's like, I'll come back and do it. That's fine. Dude, but it should just be him on Tatooine.
Yeah. Agreed.
And it's like, why? At that point, unless you want to do it like it's a flashback where he's telling someone about it.
Oh, about
on Tatooine, and it like he's just there to be like the narrator, but it's actually him like. But then you'd have to do like then you can't really do Liam Neeson unless you do like really young Obi-Wan. Why bother?
Yeah,
that's my thing. Like Han at least did his own thing and he never came across Kenobi, or there were no other actors involved in the young Han Solo. That's what I mean. Like, you could do young Leia even doing her own shenanigans, or, like, Wedge Antilles, like fucking Akbar, anything.
How do we not think of this? It's Disney. They're going to do a Yoda movie.
Oh, no.
Anyway, moving on. Bailey left a comment about how Phasma pissed him off. Phasma really pissed me off this movie. She went out like a punk, and I was sitting at the theater saying, fight back, do something, Phasma. It's like, well, she's in the movie for 5 minutes and did nothing.
I have written this one down. I forgot to bring it up.
That's pretty much true.
It's pretty disappointing, but considering she fell into a fire pit on last time she was on the Starkiller base, I'm sure she's okay again. Somehow.
I think it's annoying. The way she went out was so annoying.
I think it's annoying how they keep acting like she's this tough badass, but she gets fucked up every single time.
Nothing happens, and they're like, "Oh man, don't worry. Next time she's gonna do something real cool," and then it fucking doesn't happen.
Yeah,
she sounds like another character in the Star Wars franchise that's supposed to come off as a badass, but really isn't.
Wait, actually, who do you
Boba
mean?
Fett.
Oh, that's not. Come on. Tyler, come
on. Listen, if I didn't see him take on Obi-Wan Kenobi, I would have thought he was a punk-ass bitch. I don't care.
He didn't take on Obi-Wan. You're talking about Django.
God damn it. My point exactly. What does he do? He just goes and he's like, "Oh fuck, I fucked it up, boss."
Dude, he
You know,
captured
cool.
Han. What do you want?
No one's ever done that in the history
No, he
of Star
never.
Wars.
He didn't catch Han.
Yes, he did. He
No,
tracked him.
didn't.
What do you mean?
All right, so
He
he
tracked
goes
him.
there, and it took Orlando Calrissian to fucking betray him, on top of Vader being there.
What do you mean
and
took?
then- What do you mean took? Yeah, that's what.
It
Isn't that
didn't
what
take.
happened?
Yeah, but it didn't take Land. Like, I'm sure if Lando hadn't betrayed them, they still would have been fucked.
Potentially.
Ty-
They wouldn't-
Tyler, it's a
What?
limitation of the technology. As soon as you tear apart the original trilogy, you see how they had to struggle to make everything work.
God, the
I
sad.
don't believe that, but no, I refuse.
But yes, nope,
I
totally
refuse
could have.
Boba Fett was any sort of good at his fucking job.
Massive
Oh my
badass.
God.
No, absolutely not. Explain
Massive
to me when.
in the books. That's the problem.
And the fuck you and your books.
That's what I'm
Tim.
saying,
Yeah,
though.
I'm saying.
Dude, come on. The
No.
movies are nothing. Okay, Akbar. Why is Akbar an admiral in the movies? He just sits in the chair and says it's a trap, and that's it. It's a meme.
That's
Yeah,
all
and you
you
know
have
what?
to
I
do.
ain't hyped for that motherfucker either.
Oh my god.
Get out of here.
Tyler.
No, I don't
You
follow
gotta
the, no,
respect the
Freeman,
memes.
No, I'll say you respect him for the memes. You sick bastard. Only reason why he was in these new movies is because of the meme. The memes
No, it
kept him
wasn't.
alive.
If
I
he
don't
was
know.
in for the memes, they would have had him say it's a trap or something like that. No, they never actually said his name in the movie, remember? I'm pretty sure. Wasn't that the whole
What,
thing
no,
too?
in the new movie, they're like, "Oh yeah,
In
we
the-
lost Admiral Akbar."
They did say that? Oh.
In 7 and 8, they do say him by name, but I don't think they say him in 6.
I don't think they say him in six. I don't
They-
remember, but I do remember.
No,
them
they
saying
do.
clearly that he died
When
in
they're-
this new one.
When they're doing the briefing, Mon Mothma's like, Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
okay.
Or Crixmadian, one of the two says Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
Other than that, and then Carl talking about how Luke sucked, which I agree with, so. You know. And then Cypher
That's
asking
the
if
most
we,
important question.
asking if we know Dewey.
Do you
We
know
know
the-
the way. We know the way.
We unfortunately we know the way. We are Ugandan warrior. So I did download VR chat.
Oh, no.
Wait, do you have a
I actually
headset?
did. No, I don't. You can
Alright, so
play
you're
without
running
a
it in normal
headset.
mode?
Yeah, you don't.
Well, I didn't even play it yet. My buddy got an Oculus, and he was like, "Yo, Bubba, fucking play this VR chat with me. Become a Ugandan warrior." And I was
Oh
like,
my God, no.
"I guess." I never got that far though. Apparently, he found Uganda though.
Oh, the server.
God.
Yeah, he actually found the server.
Real,
Of course,
real
it's
quick,
the
just
yeah, it's easy because it's the most populated one.
It is. Yeah.
just to close out the whole Ugandan Knuckles saga, I saw this video the other day. One of the two guys from the original video goes into the Ugandan Knuckles server as like a normal character, and he walks up, and everyone's just like, "Well, do you know the way?" And he's like, "Do any of you even know how this started?" And he proceeds to recant the origin of how this came to be. Like I can pull the video and send you guys, but he like basically schools these kids on what the way is and why they were doing it and how they're all fucking retards for still doing it. It was a really interesting video to see.
Wasn't
watch the
there?
his-
Wait, I thought you were gonna
history
send
of the
another
meme.
video later, Freeman. Weren't you saying you were gonna send me something that?
Oh shit! I was gonna send you the soundtrack from Devilman Crybaby to make you understand why I love this
Oh,
show.
God.
Oh boy. Well, I was gonna watch the first one if Val's still
I mean-
doing stuff. Fuck it, whatever. Maybe I'll watch Cowboy instead.
Either or.
Which one's better, Freeman?
I mean, I haven't seen all of Devilman, but Cowboy's probably better.
I'm sure. I mean, it's one of the classic animes ever.
I know it's too recent. I can't like recency bias is super big in anime. I will always be like, watch this new shit, it's great, but like you gotta let it settle for a bit and decide was it really as good as you thought.
Cowboy Bebop, still my favorite
Definitely
anime of
stands
all
the test.
time.
If only I gave you the Blu-ray.
I bought. Yo, it
Yeah,
doesn't
seriously.
matter. It doesn't
Oh, I know it doesn't.
matter.
Tyler, it does
I've
matter
said
on a
this.
level.
No, it doesn't.
On some level.
On what level? A 4x6?
My level.
Or was it 4x3 or a 16
4
by
by
4
4?
by
three.
6. That'd be a weird ass
4 by
aspect ratio.
3, but you know what I mean. Doesn't matter.
4x6.
both 4
That
by
vertical iPhone aspect
that
ratio.
vertical. Yo, when you're trying to record fight videos for World Star, that's what you get. That's the ideal.
I fucking love on YouTube if you're watching a video like that and you just hold it vertically because you don't care, and how it.
I love
It
watching
shows it that way.
fight comps.
Oh
It is the most ratchet thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I've been watching
It's
too many
so
Vine
ignorant.
compilations. It's really
Oh my
bad.
God.
Yo, you should start watching fight comps with me, Tim.
Hell no.
It's
Why
so
the
it's
fuck?
the most ratchet shit. Oh my god. Yo, speaking of World Star Hip Hop.
No,
Oh
we're
my
not
God.
talking about World Star.
Yes, because it's funny. Because it's hilarious. Because I used to work for a parking garage, right? And this
World
guy
Star
came
parking
in.
garage.
He's supposed to be this like new supervisor and everything, right? Dude, inside of 2 days, gets a virus on the computer
Oh my
because he
God.
went onto the actual World Star Hip Hop
Oh my God.
website and it has viruses. I was dying. And you know what? Guess what? He's an assistant manager there now today.
Oh my god.
Today. He is still working there today and he makes more money than me.
Hell yeah, dude. But we're
Actually,
yeah, because he fucking goes on World Star Hip Hop. God damn it.
I have been angry and I'm still angry. God
Have
damn.
been angry before. Can confirm. Still angry.
Still angry. And then again, I'm upset about everything.
Tyler, you should just hit
Doesn't
him up on
matter.
World Star. Maybe he can give you a.
Yo, I'm gonna have one of you guys record me walking up. They're gonna be like World Star, and he's gonna be like, "What?"
And then you just start fighting it.
No, and then I pull out my Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Send this motherfucker to the Shadow Realm. Get sent to prison because it was like assault. Because I beat him.
Dude, you trounced him too hard, man. No one's
Trounced him
supposed to
too
take
hard,
that kind
beat
of
him way
beating.
too hard. Going to jail.
You're gonna walk up with your fucking dual disc. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, World Star! World Star!
It'd be too meta if there was an actual World Star card in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, so
I'm not looking this one up.
same.
World Star Yu-Gi-Oh. That sounds like a good rabbit hole. All right.
Oh, man, was there any more comments, or are we moving on to weeks?
Nope. We'll move on to weeks. Go ahead, Tyler.
Oh, all right. So I bought a new gun. I'm waiting for it.
And then he pulled out his new gun.
And I pull out my new gun. Yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I gotta wait for it because they have to send it. So I bought it online because it was cheaper than going to the store. So I bought it, and they're gonna be sending it to the gun store, where I'll complete whatever. And I don't know how long that's gonna take. But until then, I'm gonna be playing Super Mario Odyssey.
So you're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
beat it tomorrow.
Oh man, I have been playing this game nonstop.
That's
And
what
know
I
what the
mean.
weird thing is? Yeah, like so it's been a while since I've gotten a game and I'm like, man, like this is just amazing.
Yeah. That's what I'm
It's
feeling with
just so
Witcher.
it's so good. There's only one gripe I have with the game, and it's not even really that big of a deal, honestly. But you know how like in the traditional Mario game, for the main ones there you get stars or shines, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And in each small like sub world, you have each shine is dedicated, like it has like a level dedicated to it.
Mhm.
Like the
Yeah.
mission is to
Get
go
the
get
star
that
for that
shine.
level.
Yeah. Instead, each world is like, okay, we're dropping you in, just go. And that's
But
it.
there's no end goal for each level.
There is end goals. There are. Like there's like two, actually there's a couple. There's always like twofold goals. Like it's usually like a cleansing of the enemies in the area / after that, like, okay, do the next main thing. Right? But it's not like you go in, you complete this moon, and then you start it over again. Right? You just go in and then you just find them.
Huh. That is different.
Yeah, and some of them are significant things, right? Like defeating bosses, right? Or like platforming to the end of like something, challenging. but they're also as easy as like you walk up to this mound of dirt and then you ground pound it. Congratulations, you have a moon.
That's so weird because since I was just watching AGDQ and I saw part of the Super Mario Sunshine run, it's like, okay, go into the level, pick a star. The levels has items in different places based on what star you're getting. Go out when you get it, go back in.
Yep. With this
Yeah,
one, it's
that's all
literally you just
structure.
go in and you get as many stars as you feel like getting. There is a minimum, right? There is a minimum of like moons you have to get before proceeding.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just get those by just casually playing through the levels. But I still think it's a lot of fun, and it gives a lot of incentive to go back to the old like worlds or regions that you visited before.
Do you unlock new powers, or is it always just hat power?
It's just the hat power.
That's the
Okay.
gimmick.
I figured,
that's
but I
the-
couldn't remember. I didn't.
Or
I
sorry,
obviously didn't
mechanic.
play.
The mechanic gimmick. You know what? I will say I was skeptical about the hat in the beginning, but like the hat is pretty cool. Like the hat is an excuse to add more stuff in, because like the hat, as you guys have seen, you're not just using the hat as like a weapon or whatever, but like you're using them to control other
Other
monsters
things.
and like creatures.
Yeah.
So it almost gives that like expanded, like, oh, it's not just like a Mario game. It goes a little bit deeper into that. Like it gives you, and it like opens up like more ways to do puzzles, because like each like world has their own like weird monsters and creatures. So like they have like puzzles and like platforming things that have to do with those creatures specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's pretty good.
Anything else going on?
Nope. Not that I can think of. Nope. I think that's all I got. I got Mario Odyssey, waiting, and that's about it.
Okie dokie, Friedman.
So thanks to the computer script, I didn't get any of the shit done I said I was going to do last week.
Blab.
So this weekend, or in the next week, I am finishing Made in Abyss. I'm probably starting most of the new seasonal anime. I don't know. I've got cleanup work to do on shows I'm still watching. Again, I need to finish Life is Strange, and I think that's kind of my priority right now.
Okie doke. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's it. What about you?
I am gonna be playing a crap load of Witcher. This game is just now getting to this point where it is just I'm able, now that I'm not crashing, I'm just blasting through. I'm having an absolute blast. The combat's fun. I'm leveling up. I still love just exploring the world. I've been having super mega fun, and I don't want to stop playing, but I'm also continuing KOTOR. I need to reinstall. I actually, just as we were starting the podcast, I finished reinstalling all the mods that I had. I just have to do a little bit more, and then I'll be good to go on recording it tomorrow, continuing the story of Mr. Pazak. Which people seem to be enjoying, which is good to see. But yeah, other than that, Val and I have our third year anniversary this weekend, and she's booked a special, some kind of getaway thing that I have no idea about.
Ain't that cute?
Yeah, so Saturday night to Sunday, I'm not gonna get to go to the shop and play lots of Magic, but yeah, so that's gonna be our
you get
weekend.
to go away with your girlfriend.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
It's gonna be weird.
And she's currently texting me. So Freeman, she really wants to cosplay as the mom from
Oh my god,
Made in Abyss.
And
And
she's a cool costume.
she just texted me. She sent a picture of her Amazon cart with a hat, gloves, and wig,
Oh my
and
no.
a feather because you
Oh
know
my
her feather,
God.
Freeman. Oh my god.
Jesus.
No, the next cosplay we're gonna do together is definitely gonna be Mustang and Hawkeye.
Hell yeah.
Because I am so much the Mustang boy. I've started doing the snap and point all the time.
Oh my god.
And Val's like, why are you doing that to me? Are you trying to set me on fire?
Yeah.
Like, I'll do it when we're playing Magic. I'll be like, your turn. And she'll be like, did you just try to burn me?
It's raining today.
Um,
Terrible day for rain.
Terrible day
oh,
for
God.
rain, but it's not raining.
I thought it was raining, actually. Wasn't it?
No, in that scene, it's a famous scene where it's just completely sunny,
Okay,
and he says it's a terrible day for rain.
I couldn't remember if it was like just cloudy or something. Okay, you're right. Yes.
God, I'm gonna make myself cry. Jesus.
Yeah, there you go. Tyler, now
Oh,
take
God.
that and then go watch Made in Abyss because that's gonna make you fucking cry.
No, because now I just want to watch Brotherhood, but I can't watch it until I get Leslie through Cowboy.
She's
Bebop.
not gonna want to watch Full Metal.
Yes,
No,
I'm
she
gonna
is.
make her. I'm making her.
Tyler, you're
I will
making
make
her
her
watch
watch.
Cowboy, which is not nearly as long as Full Metal.
You're right.
I fully
But
recognize I'm not
Full
making
Metal-
Val watch Gundam. She's just given up, and I kind of have. I need to get
The
back
thing
into
is-
it.
Full Metal has the one more episode appeal, whereas Bebop doesn't essentially have that kind of pull.
That
it's
so
definitely way
doesn't
easier.
matter.
Yes, it does.
Oh, stop. Made in
I
Abyss
understand.
has next episode appeal, and you're always like, I'm done.
Dude, I'm watching 16 shows right now. I have
Stop
to
doing
balance
that.
it.
Holy
What the
hell.
fuck?
I'm supposed to be picking up like 8 more. I need to do something about this.
Oh my god,
What the
Freeman, why do you
fuck?
even go
Stop.
outside? Just
You
start
don't
watching
understand.
anime.
You don't understand. I need to win. I need to be the best
I
at
need
anime.
to-
Find this time. Where? I don't watch shows.
That's the trick. I don't. I end up not watching most of the shows that I plan on watching.
Was the only show I've been watching has been The Runaways.
My plan to watch list officially hit 300 shows on my list of what I need to watch.
Holy
Oh my
fuck.
god. All right, let's
No, anime is one hell of a drug.
yeah, it is until you
Don't get any
find
more of that anime?
Oh my god.
God.
Freeman, we're going to get off so you can go watch Made in Abyss and
All
text
right,
me and
sounds
Val
good.
in 20 minutes about how horribly scarring the second to last episode is.
I'll be sure to put together a appropriately worded snap regarding it and
There you-
send you the screenshot.
Yeah, I was going to say cuz maybe I should finally install Snapchat.
No,
Just-
stop. What
eh.
the fuck?
No, there's like Freeman, you snap?
If you installed, I would snap all the time.
What, are you gonna start fucking buying pumpkin spice lattes?
Okay, whoa. I am not a
motherfucker?
trashy white girl, Tyler. Calm
Are you
down.
sure about? Oh no, I know you're plain
Oh.
as hell, nigga.
Freeman already has Snapchat. Why isn't he getting his ass blasted?
Yo, it suggested that I add Leslie as a friend, and I wasn't sure if it was the right thing to do.
I don't think she uses Snapchat though.
No,
I
see,
figured.
here's the thing. My brother said recently he basically has given up on Facebook. If I want to know what's happening in his life, I should be on Snapchat. And apparently my dad is the same way.
Yeah, my
Fine.
parents are the same because they realize my brother and sister don't post anything that isn't on Snapchat. So
Yeah, my brother literally posts nothing on Facebook and rarely goes on, and his girlfriend's at that point too. And my dad loves sending me pictures of the hilarious things my brother does on Snapchat with his girlfriend. So I'm like, maybe I should just get it to follow like 5 people. I highly doubt I would snap more than once ever, but it seems like it'd be funny. Plus, I could follow Smarter every day on Snapchat. Be like,
With
hey.
your pumpkin spice lattes.
Oh my God.
Tyler. Ah.
Stop. What are you, Leslie now?
Yeah, I was just
Stop.
gonna
my
say,
God.
stop. No, I'm gonna start looking at the ceiling and just like pretending I don't hear
Stop,
you.
No. The
No.
Leslie look, the classic Leslie look.
No, stop.
I'm sorry. Did you say something?
All right, and with that, we're gonna call it a week here. Thanks everybody for listening. Hopefully, this was a interesting, just news and tangent episode. Next week we'll probably have less news, so there will be hopefully,
Hopefully, a topic.
assuming the weeb shit doesn't overflow again.
Look, it was a lot of quick announcements this week.
I know, but there was also a lot of just news stuff to cover since we missed a week. So
Yeah,
anyway, everybody, this is Tim,
this is Friedman.
And just Tyler.
and thank you all very much for listening to the TNT podcast. And we will catch you guys next week, assuming me and Freeman don't do a special magic episode in the near future. So,
Oh.
bye, everybody.